What is up, hooligans? And happy freedom. Welcome to another episode of Coffee with Hooligans, where we try to make the news suck a little less. Now, I appreciate all of you guys being here. If you're over on Rumble, please hit that like button. More likes equals more hooligans. Gonna read through the schedule really quick, and then we will be checking on all the chats. So let me know how you guys are doing so far today. What day is it? Is it Tuesday? Tomorrow, President Trump's gonna be going to the White House. Wonder how that's gonna go. Well, we'll be starting off this live with the White House press briefing with KJP. We'll see how it goes. She was supposed to be on stage 15 minutes ago, but whatever's whatever. Either way, other than that, we have our first video titled Spirit Airlines Plane Struck by Gunfire. Apparently they were leaving from Florida, I think it was, going to Haiti, and the people in Haiti just started shooting at the plane. So there's that. I've never heard anything good from Haiti. Ever. Never, ever have I ever heard of anything good happening in Haiti or from Haiti. Very weird. Anyways, then we got video titled... Where does it start? Virtual reality can help address neurological damage in veterans with PTSD. I don't know. This stuff sounds like a total gimmick to me, but they're confident that this is going to help people who suffer from PTSD, help them recover from it. They even talk about how some individuals have had physical damage that caused it. Other individuals just had mental stuff happen that caused it. But supposedly wearing a VR headset from time to time every day will fight that somehow. I don't know how it works, but they're confident in it. Then we got a video titled Bad Blood. Melania Trump reportedly declines Jill Biden's White House meeting. A lot of it is speculation, but the main part of the reason that we're watching this video is because it's an update on the individuals selected to be a part of President Trump's cabinet. Trying to stay up to date with all of that going on. Then we got a video titled Nowhere to be Found, says North Carolina lawmaker on Environmental Regulation Agency. Apparently the government is still hurting the victims of Hurricane Helene. In North Carolina, things are still bad, and they need the Environmental Regulation Agency to show up and give some direction here because of red tape. Apparently, they are unable to move forward cleaning up North Carolina because the Environmental Regulation Agency needs to be there. They need to give guidance or whatever, not because individuals in North Carolina are too stupid to know what to do, but because of laws. There's laws saying that those people got to be there, and they're not there. The government's not showing up once again for the victims of Hurricane Helene. So technically, it's our follow-up on that. Then we got a video titled Trump's Border Czar Explains Deportation Plan. This is just for funsies. This is just for funsies. Just to hear about how this mass deportation is going to go. Then we got a video titled AOC is asking for names of accounts and podcasts that Trump voters listen to. It sounds like the government's going to start targeting us. They're going to start targeting live streamers and people, the free thinkers. They're going to start targeting the free thinkers who speak loudly. We'll see how that turns out. Then we got a video titled Fired FEMA Crew Leader, I don't know what her name is, Marnie Washington, I think it is, claims that FEMA leadership is making her the scapegoat of a wider scandal of avoidance of helping certain victims based on political beliefs. This person is saying that it's not only the people in Florida and the people of North Carolina who were affected by the hurricanes where their properties were getting skipped, they were not receiving help because they had Trump signs in the yard. They're saying this is a nationwide thing. That FEMA in general is avoiding Trump supporters because of a threat to democracy or something. I don't know, shit they got in their head. Either way, it's a nationwide thing. It's not a little thing like they're trying to make it seem. Then we got a bunch of short videos here. The first one's titled Libs Giving Each Other Advice. That's a scary 26-second video. Then we have a video titled Dems Claim Election Was Stolen. So that's nice and fun. Then we got one titled Dems Donating to Harris for a Recount. They want to recount the votes so they can acknowledge their loss. And then the last little bit of the news is titled Hyena Harris lied to donors to keep the cash flowing in. Just pulling some receipts on Hyena Harris blowing money she didn't have. Then we got a feel-good video of the day. It's titled When He Comes Back, I Come Back and We Fix This Shit. And then our official funny video of the day is titled Fucking Democrats. All of that's coming up next, but first we're going to read through the chat, see how you hooligans are doing today. And what is up, everyone over on jeffmaclive.com? What's up, Snooks? What's up, Zero? What's up, Hair Juicer? What's up, Salty Ragu? What's up, Guess Some J? What's up, Nefties? What's up, J Spray? Happy freedom, you hooligans. Appreciate all of you guys being on the website. What is up, everyone over on Rumble? Russell, you were first today. And I appreciate you racing to the chat and being omnipresent, Russell. Holy, let me throw my chapstick. I'm so excited. What's up, Kevin? Happy freedom to you. What's up, Turtle Mom? Appreciate you being here. What's up, Puffin Stuff? Happy freedom. Doo-doo-doo. What's up, Cricket Kiss? Happy freedom to you. What's up, Ghostly? What's up, Enchanted Girl? What's up, Paul? What's up, Kirk Allen? Appreciate you being here. What's up, Jeffro? What's up, Mr. Satan? What's up, Elisa? What's up, Boosted Flames? Happy freedom. What's up, Energy Woman? Appreciate you being here. Let me see. What's up? High Plains Drifter, happy freedom. You're not wearing a bra? Well, that's okay. I'm not wearing one either, buddy. We'll be all right. No bras needed here. What's up, Mary Todd? Happy freedom. What's up, Peyton? Appreciate you being here. What's up, JT3? What's up, Mr. B New? Happy freedom. What's up, Seppa? If I didn't get you. What's up, Shroomish? Happy freedom to you. Let me see. I think we got everyone. What's up, Spicy K? Happy freedom. Hit that like button or hit the thumbs up button over on Rumble. See if you can get us on the front page. And what is up, everyone over on Kick? What's up, Zeus Boot? Happy freedom to you. We ain't got no Twitch today because I'm still suspended on Twitch because of my filthy mouth. Damn hooligans. What is up, everyone over on the CommuTube? Mr. Satan, you're omnipresent and you were first over here on this platform. What's up, Katie? Happy freedom. What's up, Flies High? Appreciate you being here. What's up, Hooligans Island? What's your name? We'll go with Random Guy. Happy freedom to you. Let me see. What's up, Tony Rich? Appreciate you. What's up, Proud Patriot Girly? Happy freedom. What's up, Garrett? What's up, Scott Johnson? What's up, Sage Pup? Happy freedom, you hooligans. Make sure I get everybody. What's up, Visions? Happy freedom to you. Make sure I get everybody. What's up, Big Chap? Happy freedom. What's up, Larry? Appreciate you being here. What's up, Lucci? Happy freedom to you. What's up, MAGA 2024? Thank you for joining us. What's up, Skulls? Happy freedom. What's up, Idaho? Happy freedom to you. Hit that thumbs up button over on that commie platform. It's like a big fuck you to the YouTube platform itself. Well, KJP may or may not be coming to work today. Not exactly sure yet. We'll see. This is their live stream. It's not getting any liver than it is, I guess. They've been live for 35 minutes showing this blue screen. Now, if I did that, YouTube would give me a fucking strike. But anyways, what we will do is we'll pull this over to the side like her unders, and then we will just move forward. And when this, comes on and KJP comes staggering out from the back smelling like tuna fish and shame, we'll go ahead and put her on the screen. But until then, we'll be starting off with this first video here titled Spirit Airlines Plane Has Been Struck by Gunfire. Yeah, Haiti sounds like a great place. They're eating the cats. They're eating the dogs. They're eating the pets. They're shooting at the fucking planes. Anyways, before we get into this, I want to remind you guys really quick about this Hope t-shirt. President Trump is America's hope. This design was created by Alistair. He is a badass. If you think it, he can create it. He is very, very good at what he does. I will drop his link in the chat so you guys can hire him for your creative services. But this design comes in shirts for men, shirts for women, tank tops for men, tank tops for women, pullover hoodies, zipper hoodies, coffee mugs, stickers, dog tags, and we even made bumper stickers. Today I got on the plain Jane Jeff Mac t-shirt. We got lots of items and lots of designs over on the merch store. I'll drop the link in the chats while we're watching this first video.
Tonight with the passenger jet hit by gunfire as it was trying to land the terrifying flight from Fort Lauderdale to Haiti with Americans on board. A Spirit airline passenger jet hit several times as it approached the airport in Port-au-Prince. At just 550 feet above the ground, the pilot quickly pulling up, diverting to an airport in the Dominican Republic, about 125 miles away. Video showing bullet holes inside the plane right there. Passengers describing hearing the bullets piercing the cabin, some of the bullets hitting the overhead bin. Tonight, that airport is closed. American and JetBlue suspending all flights to Haiti. ABC's Gio Benitez covers aviation, and he leads us off tonight.
You're looking at the inside of a Spirit Airlines jet damaged by a barrage of bullets fired by Haitian gangs as it came in for landing at Port-au-Prince, Haiti, full of passengers. Flight data shows the plane that left from Fort Lauderdale Monday morning descending to 550 feet before it was hit by gunfire, bypassing the runway and diverting to the Dominican Republic, where it landed safely. The airline says one flight attendant was treated for minor injuries. Jean-David Derouleau was on that plane. He says the wheels were down, getting ready for landing when the bullets entered the cabin.
I heard clock, 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 3 times. And a couple of us in the plane, we recognized the noise as being gunshots.
The FAA saying tonight 2 other flights bound for Haiti were also diverted as a precaution. The State Department warning of gang-led efforts to stop travel into the country. The airport is now closed. It was just last month when a UN helicopter with 18 people on board was also fired upon by gangs. It also diverted and no one was injured. Earlier this year, gunmen perched on rooftops were seen shooting at parked planes on the runway. Tonight, Spirit Airlines saying that plane is out of service and it is suspending flights to both major airports in Haiti pending an investigation. And David, American Airlines and JetBlue have also suspended service between Haiti and the U.S. until at least Thursday, but more flights could be canceled, David.
Gio Benitez leading us off here tonight. Gio, thank you.
Okay, no more flights to Haiti. You know what's really crazy is they're not letting anybody into Haiti, but we just let everybody come into our country. That's so crazy. That's so crazy. Shooting at planes so they can't bring people into Haiti, but we just let terrorists in the country and everything else. Well, we could learn from that. I suppose. Like I said, I've never heard of anything good about Haiti. Never. It's not my fault. It's their fault, I guess. What good happens in Haiti? As far as I know, they practice witchcraft and apparently shoot at planes because they don't want people to come in. There's a lot of videos I screened to find more about what just happened with that event. Most of them are showing these gangs wandering around with guns. They're just parading through town, holding AKs and ARs, looking dirty and shit. How did they just let it happen, I guess? I don't know. That's what they're trying to bring here, but we voted President Trump in and things are about to change. Next up, we got virtual reality can help address neurological damage in veterans with PTSD. Like I said in the beginning, I think this is a gimmick. They keep trying to do all this VR stuff, and I could see some uses for it. But they don't even explain how it works in this video. They're just like, yeah, we make them play video games for an hour a day, and then they're just all better. They're just great. They even reference a story where somebody was nonverbal, and now they're verbal. They just playing video games with a VR headset. I don't know. They don't explain it very well. Maybe you hooligans will pick up on something I missed. But either way, we're going to read through the chat really quick about what's going on with Spirit Airlines plane being struck with gunfire, as well as just Haiti sounding like a shithole. While that's going on, we'll put this live on in the background, and you guys can guess what KJP is going to be wearing when she comes staggering out on stage. Either way, we're going to read through the chat really quick. I feel like there's something I was going to tell you guys. I don't remember. I feel that way every day. Oh, I watched Life of Brian last night. That was all right. That was all right. Monty Python and stuff is kind of growing on me. It's kind of growing on me. What is today? Today we're going to watch, let me see. The Meaning of Life. I think today I'll end up watching that. I'm getting through the Monty Python. Guess some poor armed gangs, just just immigrants. I can't even say immigrants anymore. It just automatically translates to border crossers looking for a better life. Is that what's going on? Guess some? I guess. Zero, the VA. Use VR to help my husband with balance. He enjoyed that and it helped. I mean, I could see that, but I just don't understand how it helps with PTSD. I don't know. And the thing is they don't explain it. Maybe if they explained it, then there would be something to talk about, but they don't. They just kind of show images and they just show the headset and they're like, oh yeah, they do this. And then they're just all better. I'm like, I don't know. That doesn't sound right to me. Sounds gimmicky. It sounds like somebody selling tech. That's what it sounds like. Guess suspending all flights to Haiti right before we deport and fly Haitians back. Well, as long as they put them on that side of the fence, I don't care where they go. They can send them all wherever. Put them all in an island together. Give them the tools to make boats and stuff. And just run it like Survivor. And, whatever's whatever. Whatever happens to them, happens to them. Nobody did anything bad to them. We gave them all the resources they need. They can go where they want from there. Zero, there was another jet that got shot too. See, I was only hearing about the one. I was searching for information, but all I saw was the one. And then in that video, they said 2 other aircrafts had diverted from Haiti just because the one had been shot. What's up, Sam? Happy freedom. Guess the border czar is badass. I'm thinking so. I am thinking so. I don't know much about him, but everything he says sounds right to me. Salty Ragu, FEMA is asshole. They are. They are. What's up, Nefties? What's up, Hair Juicer? Happy freedom to you. Guess I still support the catapult. Send them back over the wall. Just saying. Just saying. They're dreamers. They could fly. You never know. Ghostly PTSD can be parts of your brain that won't ever turn off. Some kind of red light therapy can calm parts of your mind, so VR would be cool to try. Yeah, I just don't understand how it does something to physical differences, because that's something that they really focus on in this video. Is they're like, well, you might have physical damage to your brain, and playing on the VR is going to fix that. And I don't know, but see, I could see it in an instance of being tested, right? Virtually, you're experiencing an environment, and while you're doing that, they have you hooked up to cables where they can test you. They can see what's going on and run tests and things like that, analyze you to see how your brain is firing off, see how your body reacts to you being immersed in this virtual reality. I could see that, but like I said, they don't talk about that. They're like, go play the video game for an hour, you're going to be all better. And I don't know. It just sounds gimmicky to me. We covered a video not that long ago where the AirPods, the Apple earbuds, they were saying that you can now take a hearing test at home with your iPhone and wearing the earbuds, because the earbuds are going to work like hearing aids, and they're going to tell you what your test results are. Or you could just go to a fucking ear doctor. I mean, I don't know. To me, it just sounds like people are selling tech and hopes and dreams along with it. What's up, Silver Wolf? Happy freedom. Mary Todd, I was banned for about 10 minutes. I was getting a 30-day ban for saying President Trump is going to release JFK assassination files. I fought back and immediately was reinstated, but canceled all my subs. Yeah, Mary Todd. Yep. Twitch is going downhill. I should have grabbed the video and I totally forgot. I'm trying to think what it is now. Somebody high up in Twitch was just basically admitted that they're an anti-Trumper and stuff like that. So I don't know. They said that they were going to cancel all my subs, but then they went from a 30-day ban to a 14-day ban, and now I don't think they're going to cancel my subs, but I don't really know, because I think everybody should move from Twitch to Kick anyways. Ghostly, Twitch has always been leftist scumbags. Yeah, I agree. I've always heard terrible things about Twitch. They've just never put their spotlight on me until now. Turtle Mom, VR is fun playing Skyrim. I bet it is. I want to play Fallout 4 with the VR headset. I just can't afford that stuff. It's like $300-$400 and up to get a headset. I just can't afford that stuff. The only time I spend money like that is in my damn car or the website or something for the live. Otherwise, I don't spend money like that. Boosted Flames. Why do they call him Mattress Mac? Yeah, you ain't gotta say my stage name here, bud. That's after Hooligans After Dark, you know. What's up, Nana? Happy freedom to you. What's up, Deanne? Happy freedom to you. Deanne, KJP will be wearing the Walk of Shame. She might. I don't know. I kind of feel like I'm thinking red or yellow. I'm thinking she's going to come out in red or maybe yellow. Jeff Rowe coming out wearing an orange jumpsuit. Not yet, but she should be. What's up, Nostalgic? Happy freedom. Turtle Mom, can't wait till we start removing illegals. Hopefully that starts on day 1. What's up, Whistler's wife? Happy freedom to you. Silver Wolf, you think she's coming out in red? Thank you so much, Energy Woman, for that $25 donation over on Rumble. I really appreciate the support. Thank you so much. Turtle Mom, I'm a big gamer, so I buy lots of stuff that's with gaming. That's cool. Do you have the steering wheel and the shifter and the pedals and stuff for playing racing games? I've always wanted that stuff. That stuff's expensive too. What's up, Alistair? Happy freedom. Alistair, nah, Vive is $800. I refuse to get the Quest. I don't want the Quest either. You gotta have Facebook and all that stuff. I'm gonna sign in. They're gonna ban my VR headset. Tell me I can't play after spending $400 on it. Nah, I'm good. Hair Juicer, can I claim PTSD and get an insurance to buy my new computer? Maybe, Hair Juicer. They said it's only $1,300. So if you want to get the new PTSD version headset, it's only $1,300. Ghostly, she's gonna come out in black because she's mourning the Obama-la. Obama-la. Yeah, they think they're gonna find a way to squeeze her in somehow. We'll see. Alex Jones was saying crazy shit on X yesterday. I mean, you could say that any day of the week, really. But he's pretty convinced that they're going to go after President Trump again. And I kind of worry about that stuff. But Alex Jones, he's out there telling everybody it's going to happen. Darth Blaze ready for the UFO files. We'll see if they drop them. I'm ready for that Epstein list to come out. They keep telling President Trump, day one, you should drop that day one. There's a lot of people making videos like that. Skulls, any more information on FEMA in Michigan? Can't find any more info. I can't either. And it's really weird because the story broke yesterday, but technically the information's been out for 2 weeks. 2 weeks or longer. Snooks found something that was like 7 days before the date that I had found. So I don't know what's going on with that whole FEMA story in Michigan. It's really weird. It's really weird. Mitchell, Alex Jones for press secretary. It'd be so awesome. It would be so awesome. What's up, Glimmer of Freak? Happy freedom. Katie, she comes in with a mohawk. That'd be something. She should do something with her mess she's got on top of her head. Tony Rich, KJP, and Vomit Brown. Oh, she could be coming out in Comrade Brown. Random guy, yet the VA refuses to do regular counseling. Been begging them for years. They call it supportive counseling, yet they refuse to offer it. Yeah, random guy. I've never heard anything good about the VA either. They talk about this stuff in this upcoming video. They say that using the headset for 1 hour is the equivalent of like 4 or 8 hours of regular therapy, but I don't know. What's up, BC? Happy freedom. What's up, Hayato? Happy freedom to you. He's a 34-year Border Patrol vet. He's perfect for that job. He sounds like it. He sounds, what is his name? Homan, I think. He sounds like he's the guy for the job. He's ready to do the thing. Larry, she'll come out in a green suit. With her what? With her hair shaped? She might. If she ever comes out, I mean, she's 37 minutes late. Either way, we'll get into this next video. I'll keep this pulled up on the side screen here just in case she decides to come to work today. All right, next up we got virtual reality can help address neurological damage in veterans with PTSD. See, the title sounds good. It can help address neurological damage. That sounds good, but the way they describe this, it's like somebody taking advantage of people that have real problems going on. They're like, hey, I got problems. All of us here got problems. We're trying to work on it. This guy's like, yo, I got a fancy new calculator and you guys are going to love it. And he's just trying to sell it to everybody. That's what it sounds like to me. Now, maybe I'm wrong. I don't have PTSD. I didn't have to go through that shit. I feel bad for people that have to go through that shit. Maybe you could see something I ain't seeing, but this seems gimmicky to me. Either way, hit that thumbs up button over on Rumble and let's get this rolling.
Fox Business Alert, Amazon making a big tech move to shave time off even its same-day deliveries, getting those packages to you guys much more quickly. Reuters reporting today that the retail giant is developing smart glasses in an effort to slice delivery times for those last 100 yards, not even the last mile, 100 yards. The glasses would guide delivery drivers with turn-by-turn directions through an embedded screen in order to free them from handheld navigation. From glasses to AR/VR headsets changing the way people live and do things, HTC Vive and its new Vive Focus Vision headset helping U.S. military veterans recover from their post-traumatic stress disorder by using AR/VR-powered headsets that have AI coming through them. This has never really been done before. The company says it's already helped thousands of veterans, and now those headsets are on the battlefield. Joining me now on this Veterans Day is in a Fox Business exclusive HTC Vive President of the Americas, Dan O'Brien. Dan, the last time you were here, You were showing us how your AR/VR headsets were helping to train firefighters in simulated fires, much safer in training and very realistic.
Right.
Now you are working on the battlefield options for this. Tell us exactly what you're doing.
So we're working with an amazing company called Axios VR, and we are actually creating treatment solutions for veterans, specifically for PTSD recovery. So we've created a solution now that veterans can actually put on the headset, go into an immersive experience, and we can actually address neurological and neural damage to the physical brain. So it's actually helping veterans recover a physical brain injury and actually get to really, really effective solutions.
Tell me what they're seeing when they put the headset on.
So they're going to go through a series of, for each veteran, it's going to be unique, okay? And so for every veteran, they're going to go into different tasks and experiences and different stress loads. And the whole purpose is actually to do these different activities and actually cause a neuropath recovery, which actually increases blood flow to areas of the brain that actually don't have enough going to it. So that's what the actual recovery is.
I would imagine you have pulse checks and other equipment that are attached to their bodies to
Not
check.
right now. No,
right
this
now?
is all they need is to actually put on the headset. So we can actually simulate 1 hour a day, 4 days a week is the same equivalent of 14 days of therapeutic traditional methods.
Okay, I'm having trouble wrapping my mind around exactly what would happen if I were a soldier who had PTSD. Can you give us an example? Give our viewers an example.
Sure.
A real one. I need a real one.
Okay, so a lot of our veterans could be in very physical environments, downrange, and they could actually have physical trauma to their brain, right? So we have a soldier right now in Ukraine, and that soldier was nonverbal for 3 months. Now, Dr. Brendan Barrowman actually went over into the Ukraine and actually took the headset and actually put it into the soldier and put him through those experiences. And within 1 day, he was back to verbal and on a path to recovery.
Had he had a physical injury or had he seen something that caused post-traumatic stress
I think it's a
disorder?
combination of both. In his case, his family was actually murdered in the Ukraine war. And so he actually went and fought and then actually was injured himself, and then became nonverbal and through a series of different activities that he was involved in.
So it's in the war theater overseas. Is it here in the U.S.?
Yes.
Tell me what's happening here.
Right. In the U.S., we have it working with Ohio State PTSD facilities. We have it working with the VA. We have it working with the U.S. Army. So we have it in a variety of different areas where we're actually showing the impact, and we're actually right now in clinical trials with thousands of soldiers. And by 2030, we're hoping to affect hundreds of thousands.
That's incredible. How much does it cost?
Right now, it's a $1,300 headset. So it's very cost effective. And if you look at the incoming presidency.
Wait, is that more than, that's less than the Apple, isn't it?
by more than half.
Which isn't selling. The Vision Pro is not selling.
Well, it's too expensive, it's too uncomfortable, and it doesn't actually provide any solutions. So in the case of ours, it's a very cost-effective solution, and it's scalable. Think about it now.
Very light.
A traditional therapy is typically over 55 people supporting those veterans at 2 weeks of therapy to help them. These are 8-hour therapy sessions. This is a headset that does it 1 hour session in 4 days.
Amazing.
Right.
Amazing. Could you see it scaling up to other mental health issues?
Absolutely. It can come across to anybody, not just veterans, but anybody that has PTSD. And that comes in the form of physical injury, that comes in the form of emotional or psychological injury. Your brain actually goes into a protective mode and will actually shut off
down.
areas
Sure.
of your brain. And that's when you're in a real mental health crisis. And in those scenarios, traditional therapies don't work because that person is in crisis. This is actually getting the user back to a homeostasis point so therapy does work.
This is a case of technology possibly doing incredible things. Let us know when it's put out in any war theater elsewhere. We'd love to follow this story.
Sounds good. Thanks, Liz.
Well, that's our story on victims of PTSD playing video games to make it all better. Like I said, they don't really explain it. And like I was saying before we started the video, I could see if they were putting them in an immersive kind of situation, right, that they're causing that'll make their brain fire off a certain way, or maybe put them in the same conditions that trigger their PTSD episodes, right? And then be able to analyze them, have them hooked up to machines and stuff while wearing the headset, and use it as a way to analyze their reaction to this immersive environment, right? I could see that, but they don't explain that. They're just like, well, wear the headset, play some video games. It's way better than going to therapy. I'm like, well, yeah, I bet it is. It's a lot funner to play video games than it is to go to school when you're a teenager too. But that doesn't mean that that's the pathway. Well, it looks like the White House press briefing's about to get started. We'll read through for a little bit here. Go ahead and place your last bets. I still think she's coming out in red or yellow. We got Peter Ducey today, so that's exciting. Normally we get Jackie. She does fine, but Peter Ducey, he really ruffles her feathers. What's up, Cassie J? Happy Freedom. Hair juicer, and it doesn't work. Damn, dude, just shit right on Apple. Yeah, Apple sucks. Apple sucks. Salt Ragu, you thinking yellow? Hair juicer, red plaid. Interesting. Alistair, polka dots. See, you hooligans, you've been around a while. I could tell. Energy woman, you're thinking she's coming out in blue. Peyton, I'm PTSDing out. Lights bowl, yeah. Elder Zoomer, you think she's coming in white? She could be. What's up, Latin Curse? Happy Freedom. I'm here mostly to hear prostitute. Me too, Latin Curse. Me too. That's the only reason why I watch this nonsense right here. Well, it looks like we got a new hand signal person. We'll see if they actually know sign language or if they just sit here and flip us off. Either or, we'll take it all. What's up, Nino? Happy Freedom. I call bullshit. Yeah, see, I don't know. I think that they're just using gimmicks to make money off people with PTSD. And maybe I'm wrong. Like I said, maybe I'm wrong. I'm not saying I'm absolutely right. But that guy did not really explain a whole lot of healing attributes with the headset. He was just like, yeah, it's really cool and people love it. Well, yeah, people love tech. They love it. But nobody knows if that's actually going to make things better. Wasn't enough context. Cricket Kiss, red tassels and rainbow wig. Nah, I don't want to see it. I don't want to see KJP the clown with the tits out, you know. Just don't want to. What's up, Tony Rez? Happy Freedom. Sam, you think she's coming out greenish? Alistair, upvote for the prostitute. Yes. Sam, I like skydiving for therapy. Absolutely. You're a badass, Sam. What a badass. Hooligans in the sky. Love it. Love it. Paul, you're saying yeller? She's yeller no matter what she comes out in, right? It's a Pag. Happy Freedom. What do you think the name of the sign language person is? She kind of looks like a Sue, a little bit. Sue hands right there with the orange sunglasses on. Oh, here's this dusty bitch. Is that red? What color is that? Share out the link.
Okay.
Prostitute.
So this afternoon, President Biden welcomed the President of Indonesia to the White House. The two leaders commemorated 75 years of diplomatic relations and discussed global challenges, including Gaza and the South China Sea. As the world's second and third largest democracies, the United States and Indonesia share a commitment to addressing evolving challenges and capitalizing on emerging opportunities. The leaders also discussed sustainable approaches to food security, clean energy, democracy and pluralism, regional peace and stability, and people-to-people ties, as well as advancing our cooperation in humanitarian aid and disaster relief. And earlier today, President Biden also welcomed President Herzog of Israel to the Oval Office. You heard from the president himself. His commitment to Israel's security is ironclad, and our two countries share a deep friendship. We will have a readout later today on their meeting. And with that, Will, you want to kick us off?
Thank you. Yeah. I have two questions. Will President Biden meet with President Xi during APEC or the G20?
I don't have anything to share with you at this time. We'll certainly will have more to share on the details of his visit to Peru and also Brazil. As you all know, we're leaving on Thursday. We'll have more to share.
Guess some said the sign language person looks like olive oil from Popeye.
For all of you to get some details on the trip, on the one of his final ACONUS trips, as you all know. But I don't have anything to share on a phone call with President Xi or a meeting with President Xi.
Can you whisper louder?
Why does President Biden feel compelled to invite President-elect Trump to the White House and continue a tradition that wasn't followed 4 years ago? Is it possible that the politics in this country have sort of evolved past the norms?
I mean, look, that's an easy question to answer, honestly, when it comes to why President Biden is doing this, because he believes in the norms, he believes in our institution, he believes in a peaceful transfer of power. You heard him speak to this directly just last week when he was in the Rose Garden 2 days after the American people made their decision on this election. And it is important to him. It is important not just because it's important to him, but it's important to the American people. He said the American people deserve this. They deserve a peaceful transfer of power. They deserve a smooth transition. And that's what you're going to see. He reached out to President-elect Trump and asked for a meeting, for them to meet in the Oval Office. You're going to see that tomorrow. That is what is the norm. That is what is supposed to happen. And also that's what the
left hates normal.
Okay, Karen.
Thanks, Karine. 30 days ago, the administration put a timeline on Israel to get more aid into Gaza. Yesterday, Secretary Blinken met with Israel's Minister of Strategic Affairs to talk about the steps that Israel has taken to improve the situation inside Gaza. But today, there are multiple international aid agencies that say that Israel has failed to address the concerns and that the situation is even more dire than a month ago. Does the administration think that Israel has taken enough steps, or do you agree with these aid organizations and their assessment?
So a couple of things. Let me just take a look back at the last 30 days. Israel has taken steps to address.
What does this mean?
In that letter from the two secretaries.
This person up here keeps doing that. I don't know if she's doing it to me, but she just keeps...
About both the important steps Israel has taken.
How do you milk a cat?
Intervention, as well as additional steps that need to be taken. So those conversations continue, those discussions continue, and we, the United States, is indeed the largest provider of humanitarian assistance to the Palestinian people. And so we are going to continue to do everything that we can to surge humanitarian assistance in Gaza. We understand how important it is, and in your question, we understand how dire that is. So ultimately, the long-term solution here to alleviate the suffering of the Palestinian people in Gaza is bringing an end to this war. And so we're going to try and work very hard to continuing to achieving certainly that goal. And so that is certainly continuing to be a priority for us as we talk about what's happening in the region.
Is the administration, is the president satisfied with those steps, though, that Israel has taken over these past 30 days? Is it enough?
I did say that they have taken steps, and those discussions continue because we need more. We certainly need more aid to be surged into Gaza. So there's more work to be done, but we have seen certainly some improvement. And again, we are going to do everything that we can. The United States, we are indeed the largest provider of humanitarian aid and humanitarian assistance into Gaza to relieve the pain of the Palestinian people. And what we're seeing, and you're right, it is dire, but those discussions continue, and we're going to be laser focused on that.
If I could just do one more on the meeting tomorrow.
Laser focused.
What are the top issues that the president is bringing to the agenda tomorrow? How long you anticipate the meeting lasting? Is he having senior staff there? Like, what's this going to look like tomorrow?
So, look, President-elect Trump is coming to the White House because the president invited him as part of this peaceful transfer of power. There's going to be a pool spray at the top in the Oval Office before the meeting commences. And so you all and some of your colleagues will certainly have an opportunity.
What is a pool spray?
To see that, to see the two of them sitting down together. I don't have anything beyond that. I don't have an agenda to share. It's, we try to keep these, certainly these types of conversations private, and just don't have anything beyond that to share. This is part of
Sign language lady wants to milk a hooligan.
Transfer of power. This is what you're seeing. It's kind of the beginning of that. When you see the current president and the president who's coming in, sitting down in the Oval Office and having a discussion. Don't have any details to share at this time. Okay.
Thanks, Karine. Can you confirm whether or not Mrs. Trump has accepted Dr. Biden's invitation to come to the White House as well?
Don't have any updates, or we don't have any scheduling updates to give. I would certainly reach out to Trump transition team to get more clarity on that question. I just don't have anything to share at this time.
And can you say whether President Biden is pleased with how the transition is going so far?
I mean, look, what the president is committed to doing is making sure that this transition is effective, efficient, and he's doing that because it is the norm, yes, but also the right thing to do for the American people. That's what they deserve. We're going to have a meeting tomorrow. They're going to have a meeting tomorrow, and certainly that will continue. As you know, Chief of Staff Jeff Zients has been pretty open and available to the Trump transition team, and will continue to do so. We want this to go well. We want this to be a process that gets the job done, if you will.
What the hell are you talking about?
Certainly, we're going to do everything that we can. The president trusts his team to get that done and do it the best way possible. And that is our commitment. That's what I can speak to.
Just lastly, are there areas that this White House or President Biden's administration are trying to shore up or protect from a Trump administration, perhaps trying to push back or pull back on some of the legislative and other executive order and other gains that the president is proud of?
Yeah, no, I appreciate the question. Certainly don't have any policy announcements or anything like that to speak to. What I can say more broadly, if you will, is say that look, more broadly, the president's legislation is helping all Americans across the country. And what we would say is that we saw what happened when Republicans in Congress tried to repeal, for example, the ACA, Affordable Care Act. They tried to do it more than 50 times. It was something that they were so laser focused on. And meanwhile, the ACA, the Affordable Care Act, was incredibly popular, became more and more popular. And under this administration, we expanded the Affordable Care Act so that millions more Americans could get that benefit, get that care that they so very much.
Go help North Carolina.
And we can't forget that if you think about beating Big Pharma, if you think about lowering costs, if you think about CHIPS and Science Acts, those policies are overwhelmingly popular. And so,
but not successful.
Republicans in Congress were trying to do that. In the next Congress, the country would speak out. They would make themselves speak out really loud and clear about taking away legislation, obviously, that are now laws that are helping the American people, whether it's creating good-paying jobs, whether it is attacking climate change in the way.
Harris just lost the election running this bullshit. I can't believe they're still saying it after that loss. What a loser.
To negotiate to lower costs, all these things matter to the American people, are incredibly popular. And they've tried to repeal that and go after that. I think the American people will have something to say about it.
Yeah, we wanted Trump.
On tomorrow, do you know if President Biden has a message that he would like to convey either to the former president or the American people, just given the unique setting we're talking about? And just in terms of the choreography tomorrow, do you know if the former president will go to the sticks? Will he be free to roam?
So I would leave it to free to roam. I would leave it certainly to Trump's transition on whatever engagement that he'll have with all of you. That's certainly up to him. And I do appreciate the question because he has a very clear message to the American people, and not to sound like a broken record, but this is indeed true. He wants to show the American people that the system works, right? To trust on the institution, to trust that the norms do matter here, to trust that he is showing by leadership what a transition, a peaceful transition looks like. Hopefully an efficient, effective transition looks like, a smooth transition looks like. And that is the message. When you all come in, when the pool comes in tomorrow and does a pool spray, that's what they're going to see, right? They're going to see these two, one president-elect and the current president sitting down and doing what is the norm. And that, if you know Joe Biden, right, if you know Joe Biden from following him in the Senate and as vice president, certainly the last almost 4 years, he cares about that. He cares about our democracy. And that's the message that he hopes resonates with the American people tomorrow.
And separately, the families of the American hostages are in town. Should they, at this point, have any reason to hope that their loved ones will be released before the president's term is up?
I mean, the president is committed to continuing to do the work to get families home, to get all of the, families, the hostages home, including American hostages, obviously, all of the hostages. And that is his commitment to the families. As you just stated, the families are here. They met with National Security Advisor Jake Sullivan this afternoon. They've had regular engagement in meetings with Jake Sullivan, but also many other members of the team here. And we're going to continue to do the work to get the deal done.
Nothing you guys do works.
There's more of an imperative to get that done, right? We want to make sure that we get them, get their loved ones home, and so that is our commitment. It doesn't change at all. If we are continuing to be eager to get that done and working around the clock as we have for this past more than a year now, more than 400 days, and so. It doesn't stop our commitment. It doesn't stop us from trying to get that done.
You said he's committed to doing the work and
Continuing to do the work, yeah.
And the White House is working around the clock. What does doing the work right now look like? What is working around the clock?
Trying to find ways that we can get to a deal, right? As you know, Qatar is very much involved. Egypt is very much involved. They're doing their part of the negotiations, and we want to pursue. And we believe there's a number of ways, numbers of initiatives to secure that hostage deal, to release those hostages, and we're going to work through it. We're going to continue to do that work. And that's what we can say is our commitment, and will continue, has been our commitment, and continue to do so.
Thanks, Corinne. I know you don't want to get too far ahead of the conversation, but I did want to point to something that Jake Sullivan had said over the weekend. He said that President Biden would have the opportunity over the next 70 days to make the case to Congress and the incoming administration that the United States should not walk away from Ukraine. So is foreign policy going to be on the agenda for tomorrow? Ukraine specifically, Israel's war with Hamas?
I'm not going to get into the details of what's going to be discussed tomorrow. That's not something I'm going to get into here. But look, you heard from the National Security Advisor, Jake Sullivan, our commitment to Ukraine. I mean, that is something that we have showed for almost, 3 years since Russia's aggression into Ukraine. And you saw the president's leadership, global leadership on this. When you think about making NATO stronger, when you think about the partners and the alliances that he's been able to bring together, more than 50 countries have gotten behind Ukraine. And continuing, we talked about this on September 29th when we talked about surging aid into security assistance aid into for Ukraine so that they are able to beat back Russia's aggression. So you've seen our commitment. We've been very clear. We don't even need to say that privately because we've been very public about that. And getting to, it just went back and forth about making sure that we get a hostage deal and so that we can get hostages home, all hostages home who have been held by Hamas. And let's not forget Lebanon. We want to make sure that we get to a deal there too, and we're negotiating there. Those negotiations continue, and so our commitment has been very clear, and our global leadership.
She just keeps saying the same thing over and over again. Commitment's been clear, over and over.
On the global stage.
And does the White House have any concerns about the number of foreign leaders who have been in conversation with the incoming president, even as President Biden has?
President-elect.
So here's the thing. He's the president-elect. Every president-elect receives calls from world leaders, takes calls from world leaders, has calls from world leaders. It is not unusual. I don't have a comment beyond that. Any specifics or details, that's something for the Trump transition to speak to.
All of a sudden she can say his name.
Just briefly, a follow-up. Is the president, is he receptive of what the Israelis are doing to push humanitarian aid, or is he happy with what they're doing now?
I mean, there's no I don't have a different answer for you to what I was asked by Karen. We are having those discussions. We've seen some improvement over the last 30 days. We want to see more because there is a dire situation happening in Gaza. Also, the U.S. has been leading in getting humanitarian aid, and so those discussions continue. We want to see more, and we're going to continue to have those discussions.
And just briefly on Haiti, with the situation there, do you have any statement or reaction to what's going on there with the violence and those being targeted at this point?
Yeah, so look, we're certainly, as it relates to the commercial flight, very recently, the gun shots that were reported, so we're certainly concerned about the increase of violence in Haiti. And as it relates to commercial flights and what occurred there, the airport, Toussaint Louverture Airport, operations are temporarily closed until November 18th. And so certainly the airlines could speak more to that. But we are definitely certainly concerned by the increase of violence, and we'll continue to work with, as you know, there's a new prime minister that was named and recognized by the TPC, the Transitional Presidential Council. And so so we're going to continue to work with them, and hopefully we can get to a better place. Okay.
Thank you, Corinne. Did President Biden invite Vice President Harris to this meeting with Donald Trump tomorrow?
This is a meeting with the president and the president-elect. This is the norm, that the incoming president and the current president sit down in the Oval Office and have a discussion, and that's what you're going to see tomorrow, is the norm, what we normally would see when we are talking about a peaceful transition of power.
President Biden says that he's not going to pardon his son Hunter. Is he going to ask Donald Trump to do that?
I don't have anything else to share about that. I'm not going to go down a rabbit hole on this. I've been very clear. The president's been very clear when we've been asked this question.
And we know that at some point during the last Trump transition, then President Obama warned Trump that the biggest threat to the U.S. at the time was North Korea. Is President Biden going to run through what he sees the biggest threats to the country are with Donald Trump?
I am not going to get into a specific agenda of what they're going to discuss. And this is very much to the question that I got from MJ. What does the president what's the message he wants to send tomorrow? And it is to the American people. The importance of keeping the norms, the importance of having a transition that is going to be efficient. This is what the American people...
She's having a hard time explaining this because they've been saying that President Trump is the threat to democracy for fucking 4 years now.
You do the pool spray, you capture that moment. That is an important message to send to the American people. That's what the president cares about. I'm not going to get into details about any conversation or agenda.
And we know that today, a week after the election, President Biden and Vice President Harris had a private lunch. How awkward was that?
I don't even understand. Why would it be awkward?
Because
the
president got squeezed out for her, and then she kept him at arm's length, and then she lost, and now she's back.
Why would you characterize it as awkward? They have regular lunches. They meet and talk regularly. Why would you call it awkward?
So there's no weirdness about the way that things have unfolded since
Did you see them?
21st.
Did you see them together yesterday as well, when they honored our veterans and were together during the day, making sure that we didn't forget the brave men and women that fought for this country? Did you see them together yesterday? Did you see the show of force together?
Could see the tension in the room through pictures.
Question. What I will say is the president and the vice president had lunch today. They've had lunch many times. They communicate with each other regularly. They had an opportunity to discuss the last 70 days or so of this administration, how important it is to get things done for the American people. And that's their focus. That is genuinely their focus.
Now ask her about the missing children.
Thank you, Corinne. On his prayer with President Prabowo, the president said that he will discuss the issue of South China Sea and advancing a free and open Indo-Pacific. Was he specifically referring to a deal that Indonesia signed a few days ago in Beijing that could be read as a de facto validation of China's 9-dash line that marks its extensive territorial claims in the South China Sea? And How concerned is the administration about this?
So we continue to encourage Indonesia to work with their legal experts to make sure any agreement they make with the PRC is in according with international law, especially the UN Convention on the Law of the Sea. I don't have anything beyond that. I read out at the top more broadly what they were hoping to accomplish, what they were going to talk about. You just mentioned Indo-Pacific and China Sea. As it relates to this particular deal that was signed with Indonesia and Beijing, we are just going to continue to encourage that they really work with their legal experts.
So is that a statement that the administration believes that Indonesia is not complying, that the agreement is not
I don't have
complying?
anything beyond that. I don't have anything beyond that.
And I know that you said on your topper that there will be more briefing before the president leaves for APEC and G20.
Well, yeah, we'll have
Look at that sissy in a mask.
a CONUS trip. We'll have a press call, so you all will have more details on what those few days will look like abroad.
But just broadly, Corinne, what would be his message, obviously, to leaders concerned about U.S. positions on various global issues? And is he expecting that his conversation with President-elect Trump tomorrow to inform him on how he would speak to world leaders about these various issues?
Again, I'm not going to get into details. I understand the curiosity and the kind of excitement on what's going to happen tomorrow. I don't want to get ahead of the fact that tomorrow is also part of the process that the president wants to send out to the American people, having that peaceful transition of power.
I don't even know why they're asking these questions. President Trump's going to just wipe the slate and then start with his own plan, because the Biden administration has been in just a failed attempt this whole time.
President, again, on that global stage, he's going to continue to talk about and focus on the progress we've made in the last 3 years plus, on an array of important issues.
That's a good one.
All the world leaders who will be there, whether that's continuing to strengthen our alliances and partnerships, standing with Ukraine and standing up against Putin, and also, as we were talking about, a range of issues when it relates to from Indo-Pacific to also the Middle East. That's what the president is going to focus on, and I'm going to let the two leaders, the president and the president-elect, have their private conversation. Not going to get ahead of them. They deserve that, but certainly we are indeed sending a message to the American people. That's what they deserve. They deserve this process, and that's what you're going to see tomorrow.
Briefly, on Francesca's question, just to hone in, I know that you say that the president-elect can have these conversations with these world leaders who call and congratulate him.
No, it's not unusual.
But does the president have specific views on the president-elect potentially conducting foreign policy on these calls?
I'm not going to get into hypotheticals. I'm just not. On what's happening or being said on these calls, I'm just not. It is not unusual for a president-elect to have conversations with world leaders. That's what's happening. I'm just not going to get into hypotheticals. Go ahead, Gabe.
Thanks, Corinne. You mentioned a little bit ago that several countries were still working together to secure a ceasefire deal, and you mentioned Qatar and Egypt. Didn't Qatar pull out of mediation? Its mediation?
Yeah, and I will. I appreciate that. I will let Qatar speak to their own decision. I'm not going to certainly speak to that, and I'm not going to get into any other private conversation. What I said is that what I'm trying to convey is that we're going to continue to pursue certainly a number of initiatives to get the hostages home to their families. That is an ongoing work in progress, if you will, and that's going to be our focus.
But doesn't that change, that Qatar pulling out of that mediation role, doesn't that signify that these hostage talks are very far off?
And so, look, Qatar is going to have to speak to whatever decision that they made. I'm not going to speak to that. I'm not going to get into private conversation. What I'm trying to say is we're going to continue to pursue a number of initiatives, continue those conversations on how to make sure we secure the release of hostages. That is ongoing. That is certainly ongoing. And so not going to, we're very careful. We don't negotiate from here, not going to negotiate from the podium, but certainly the work is ongoing.
And back to the humanitarian aid in Gaza that you discussed earlier, that was a U.S. deadline. That was a month ago. Yeah. You said that Israel has taken some steps, but among those steps are the U.S. had asked 350 humanitarian aid trucks a day. We're nowhere near that point. Is the U.S. essentially giving Israel a pass when it comes to humanitarian aid?
No, absolutely not. I mean, that's why the conversations continue. The discussions continue. We have seen Israel take some steps to address the measures of getting the measures laid out that were in the letter. We have seen that.
But is that acceptable?
We want to see more. That's what we want to see. That's why those discussions continue. Just because we hit the 30-day mark doesn't mean that we go home and don't finish what we are trying to do here, which is getting and surging more aid to the Palestinian people. We understand how important it is. We understand how dire the situation is, and that's what we're going to continue to do. And at the same time, and you've heard us say this, the best way to deal with this, the best way to alleviate the suffering that we're seeing of the Palestinian people in Gaza is to get to a deal here. And we're going to continue to be laser focused on that.
And finally, has J.D. Vance been issued an invitation to the White House either tomorrow or in the future?
I would have to refer you to the Vice President's office. We don't have anything for you at this time, but the Vice President's office can speak to that. Okay.
Thank you. You said shortly after the election that one of the priorities for the president legislatively was going to be about judges and judicial nominations. Yeah. Can you talk about how you're preparing for Congress to return and then these next couple weeks as you try and make your final imprint on the courts?
So I will say that's something that we've been doing throughout the almost 4 years, is making sure that these qualified judges get through. And so there's really nothing new to the process. It's just a continued focus that we want to make sure in the next 70 days or less now that we want to make sure that happens. And it's important to the American people. And this is not a partisan issue. This is bipartisan. And we have seen this in this type of period of time, in other a transition period, if you will, where the sitting president has been able to get some judicial judges go through, and that's what we want to see Congress. We want to see Republicans and Democrats come together, as they have, to get these key judges through. Let's not forget, we're talking about what's right for the American people. We don't want to see, backlogs, if you will, when it comes to getting criminal cases through. This is the norm. This is part of what we've seen in the past when we're talking about a transition period. So we're continuing to do that work. There's nothing new. We want to make sure that work continues.
Do you have a point at when you expect to make your final nominations?
I don't have anything specific for you. I'm sure that we can talk to the Office of Leg Affairs on anything more specific on a timeline, but this is one of our priorities that we want to make sure that we get done for the American people. Okay, Brian.
Thank you.
Thanks a lot. President Trump has promised to launch the largest deportation in American history when he becomes president. Are there steps that President Biden is taking in the next 70 days to try to protect certain populations in the United States from deportation? Does he want to extend parole?
Fuck those illegals.
Would protect people from that deportation program?
So don't have any new policies to announce at this time. And I want to be careful. Like I don't want to get into hypotheticals on what the next administration is going to do or not do. That's not something that I'm going to try to address from here. It is not something that we will be addressing from here. What I can speak to is what the president has done over the past almost 4 years in dealing with a broken system, a broken immigration system.
You guys broke it. You let those illegals here. You mean you're not going to announce how you're going to interfere with President Trump's upcoming policy? No announcement for that?
Bipartisan deal that came about from the Senate that Republicans and Democrats, obviously bipartisan as I just stated, worked on. And, we of course would love to see that go through. We would love to see that happen. The president was ready to go, and Republicans were told not to move forward because it would help Joe Biden, which is really unfortunate. Because it would.
You mean when you were going to send money to the Ukraine and holding the border hostage? That's what you're talking about?
Patrol agents were facing at the border. That is something that would be great to get done. But I'm beyond that. I don't have anything to share beyond that. Okay, I'm going to start wrapping this up.
Big screen. President-elect Trump, there's reports that Elon Musk is having a lot of sway in terms of his decisions, in terms of who President-elect Trump is, having come into his administration, sitting in on
meetings with foreign leaders, and Elon Musk has said, there's reports that he wants to sort of reshape maybe the government. Is President Biden concerned at all over Elon Musk's influence over President-elect Trump and potentially what that could look like for the country?
That is for the president-elect to decide on.
Was there even a question in that mess of a statement?
Or personnel choices that the transition announces or being reported or what's happening in that world. It is not for us to speak to.
That's right, it's none of your business.
Focus on the next 70 days and what's at hand. Focus on the American people. Focus on making sure that we have a transition process that's orderly. And that's what we want to make sure that we keep our promise, right? That
Elon hurt that girl's little feelings somehow.
What the president-elect does and speaks who he speaks to and how he wants to think and envision his administration, that's up to him.
And just one more, kind of completely shifting gears here, but President Biden, is it still the plan to travel to Africa at the top of December? Is that still on the agenda?
That's still on the agenda, as I mentioned, I think from here at the podium behind the lectern when we had to pull that trip down and reschedule it, obviously, because of what was happening here domestically with a historic hurricane. We had said that the president would go the first week of December. That still is the case. The president is very much looking forward to visiting the continent, visiting Angola. When we have more to share, we certainly will share that. We have an ACONUS coming up, so we got to do this one ACONUS at a time, if you will, and we certainly will have more to share.
Thank you, Karen. Could you talk about what are the key goals this administration would like to achieve in terms of U.S.-China relations, since you have invested significantly into this relationship? So what do you like to achieve before you're handing over to the next administration?
Yeah, I appreciate the question. If you indulge me a little bit, because I think this is important. So the president, as you know, has prioritized investments in sources of U.S. strength at home, strengthening our alliances abroad, and taking common sense measures to protect U.S. technology and also national security. So when he came into the office nearly 4 years ago, this president made it clear that the U.S. was going to advance and protect our interests here at home and also obviously abroad. And the framework of this administration's China policy, which is invest, align, compete, has remained constant for over those almost 4 years. And so, but at the same time, the president's also been very honest and has emphasized the importance of responsibly managing the U.S.-China relationship.
Look at her self-soothing.
Opening lines of communications, cooperations in areas of shared interest, hence the important bilat, right, that he had with the Indonesian leader. And so he's going to continue to advance the U.S. interests when it comes to engagement with the PRC, just as he's done for the last 4 years. So that continues over the next several weeks, couple of months, so I would say stay tuned, see how it goes.
Does the president feel urgency or importance to meet President Xi in person before his term is over?
I don't have anything to share about a meeting or a phone call. I just laid out the importance of the U.S.-China relationship, what we've been able to do the last 4 years. That's certainly going to continue. And if we have more to share on a possible meeting or certainly a phone call, we would certainly do that, share that with all of you.
Quickly, why the phone call hasn't happened since Jake Sullivan previewed it 2 months ago?
Things like this take some time. I just don't have anything to share with all of you. But I think we've been pretty. You've seen that relationship and how that's developed, how the president approached the U.S.-China relationship, and that invest, that align, that compete, the 3 things that I mentioned to you, is certainly going to continue. You've seen that the last 4 years, and if we have more to share, we certainly will do that. Thanks, everybody. I'll see you tomorrow.
Prostitute.
Well, that was sad and pathetic. KJP lying and crying. wrapping it up while she can. She ain't got too many more press briefings left. What's up, Klaus Daniels? He's over here. He's gotta blow some steam off. You don't like hearing KJP lying like that. Alistair, I know that she's rough. She's rough stuff. That was a mess. You know she's going to cry in the car. All those questions about President Trump. What are you gonna do? He's like got Elon next to him, and they're like talking to world leaders and stuff. I don't know. Mind your own fucking business. How about that? He's the president. Like, what are you talking about? Is Biden gonna do anything to like stop the mass deportation that's coming for all the illegals that you guys let into the country? No, there's nothing you can do, and if you do, it'd be fucking treason. So probably no announcements on that. Jeez, these people are so fucking stupid. Anyways, next up we have bad blood. Melania Trump reportedly declines Jill Biden's White House meeting. We just saw Peter Doocy ask KJP about this. She didn't want to talk about it. She wanted to act like she didn't know what anybody was talking about. But obviously this is a story going around. Now, before we get into this video here, I want to remind you guys really quick, if you would like to participate in Free Speech Saturday, make sure you post all of your memes over on Discord or on jeffmaclive.com. Just hop in the group chats on either platform. You'll see the tabs labeled memes. Drop what you got and we'll shout you out, as we're making Saturdays more fun. We're going to get right into this Melania versus Jill video here. And then we will be reading through the chat, see what you hooligans think about this, as well as KJP flaking out and just being an idiot. Anyways, hit that thumbs up button over on Rumble. And once again, this is Bad Blood. Melania Trump reportedly declines Jill Biden's White House meeting.
All right, this is the big story out of D.C. President-elect Donald Trump appears to be tapping a number of very familiar faces, if you watch television, for key jobs in his new White House.
And we now have new details this morning on his DHS pick.
Mark Meredith is in West Palm Beach, Florida, on the Trump transition team. We're talking about the team. Mark, hey, good morning.
Ainsley, Steve, Brian, and Lawrence, good morning, friends. Moments ago, one of our friends, Brooke Sigmund, was able to confirm the news which broke overnight that South Dakota Governor Kristi Noem is expected to be tapped as the Secretary of Homeland Security. We'll wait to see what kind of reaction comes out of Washington, but this is certainly big news. Noem was someone that had been on the short list for vice president a few months ago, and it was unclear what kind of role she was going to serve in the Trump administration, and now we know. We have yet to hear from the governor, though, on the news. President-elect Trump has been calling on the Senate to move quickly to approve his nominees. New overnight, we've also learned who he hopes to lead the State Department. Trump expected to ask Florida Senator Marco Rubio to be his Secretary of State. Rubio is currently the vice chair of the Senate Intelligence Committee. He's also in Foreign Affairs. He's received a lot of attention in recent months as he's called for the U.S. to do more to show its support for Israel.
Iran is constantly looking to hurt Israel. They seek to drive America out of the region and then destroy Israel. This is a group that wants to destroy Israel. Hamas exists to destroy the Jewish state of Israel. What are you supposed to do with an existential threat? You have to degrade it or eliminate it. I expect that they will respond. I don't think they're going to ask us, nor do they need us to help them in that regard.
Trump has also chosen Florida Congressman Michael Waltz, an Army veteran, to serve as his national security advisor. A major question for the incoming administration is how it handles Ukraine going forward in its ongoing war with Russia. Waltz talked to Fox when he was in Ukraine a few years ago, and he said there should be limits on what kind of support the U.S. has when it comes to providing support for Ukraine.
I don't think anybody's advocating for any military on the front line, but helping with that logistics planning, those operations, integrating the intelligence is incredibly important.
Today, Israel's president is going to be in Washington meeting with a number of lawmakers, including the new nominee for UN Ambassador, Congresswoman Elise Stefanik. We'll be looking to see whether or not Trump comments on these new posts for his administration online on social media. We don't expect to see him on camera as of right now today, but we're going to see a lot of him tomorrow as he makes his way to Washington for that high-profile meeting with President Biden. Melania Trump is not expected to make the trip. Steve, Ainsley, Brian, and Lawrence, good morning, friends.
Hey, Mark, do you have any idea why? Because the New York Post has a story that Melania, they have a source close to Melania saying Jill Biden isn't someone Melania needs to meet. Have you heard anything like that, or could it just be a scheduling conflict?
We've heard both things, to be completely honest with you, Brian, is we've heard mixed messages. I've heard one about the scheduling conflict. I've heard that there's maybe some bad blood between the two. Obviously, there's going to be a lot of people speculating as to what kind of relationship they'll have in these 73 days left. But no official word yet from the soon-to-be First Lady.
Well, Mark, she wrote about it in her book. She wrote about how the Obamas were not welcoming, didn't allow her in to come in and see the grounds until the very last minute. Normally, that doesn't happen. Normally, the new First Lady will come in and look around and pick the furniture that they want and that kind of thing. And the Obamas didn't allow that. I don't know, because Joe Biden was the vice president at the time. Maybe Jill Biden was a part of that, too.
Well, you think it could be the raid on the House?
I've heard some speculation on that.
Well, and also, if I could...
Go ahead, Mark.
I was going to say the other point here is that, they don't really need the tour. They've already lived there.
Exactly.
So they felt it was
they know what furniture fits where.
They already know what the curtains... Exactly. They know where they're going to want the TV.
They don't need to measure the drapes because they used to have the drapes,
well,
and they know where the drapes go.
She talked about in the book how the Obama girls had pink in their rooms, and they had the colors were. Barron was young. Barron wanted a boy room, and so she wanted to go in and prepare all of that for her son for a smooth transition that wasn't able to happen.
And by the way, they had a.
So, anyways, yeah, Melania don't want no part of that. I think it's really interesting that Rubio got picked, and I mentioned this a week or two ago, maybe it was like 2 weeks ago. I noticed during the Trump rallies that Rubio would get on stage, and sometimes people would boo him. Like at the MAGA rallies, he would get booed, and he'd go up there and he'd have little quips and things like that, and people wouldn't cheer, they wouldn't laugh, they didn't engage with him the same as other speakers that would take the stage, like Alina Habba. She'd take the stage and the crowd would go wild. She was showing that neck off. But Rubio, it seemed like he always had mixed results when it came to those MAGA rallies, and I see a lot of mixed statements in response to Rubio getting picked. I've seen, I guess, a lot of people speculating that something may happen and Rubio may get replaced with, I think his name is Tim Scott. I think that's who it is. I can't remember, but I'm seeing a lot of mixed results when it comes to Rubio. Everybody else seems to be okay. Like they were saying, Kristi Noem, she was just selected for one thing or another. Again, mixed results, because she wrote in her book that she shot the dog or whatever, shot the farm dog and whatever. So people are bringing that back up. I don't think that really sways President Trump's choices or anything like that. But either way, that video being about Melania versus Jill Biden is primarily just the update. That was the whole reason it landed on the schedule. It's the current update of everybody selected for President Trump's cabinet so far up until this point. Next up, we have nowhere to be found, says North Carolina lawmaker on environmental regulation agency. Like I was saying earlier, apparently North Carolina cannot move forward with cleaning up after Hurricane Helene because the environmental regulation agency must be present and they must give guidance. It's part of their job and it's a legal matter. So North Carolina is just sitting there with their hands out like, hey, people are still suffering. We can't do anything because the law says this, and you assholes aren't even present. So that's what's coming up next, basically a follow-up with the victims of Hurricane Helene and more information that the government's not showing up to help those people. And so it's coming up next, but first we're going to read through the chat, see what you hooligans think about Melania versus Jill Handler, as well as that mess of a press briefing we just covered. Rick Scott, thank you, Alistair. That's what I was talking about. Rick Scott, yeah. Sam, fuck the government for real. For real. I'm not anti-government, but I'm for government reform, and we need it bad. We need it real bad. Snooks, why would Melania go? I don't know. They always attack her. I never hear her say anything about anybody. She's like very to herself from what I've seen. But they love attacking her, and they love attacking her and President Trump's relationship. The lefties love to try and portray it like those two hate each other and I don't know, all this other stuff. Doesn't make any sense to me, but when you look at the left, they're just toxic and insane people, so can't expect it to make sense, right? Just reading through. Hair juicer, your man is taking my man's job. We should do lunch. Fucking what? Yeah, hair juicer, I don't know. I don't know what that's about. Nostalgic, Libby's just jealous. They are. Because their boyfriend was a girl last week, and their girlfriend, well, still has a wiener. They're all messed up inside, those lefties are. Appeal to heaven, they need to make better Dems. Oh, better dams. I was going to say, there's no way. You're asking for too much, buddy. They're not going to make the Democrats any better than they already are. Cricket kiss, stinky fishnets, and sleeps with Trader Joe. Melania says, meh, yeah, she didn't want a part of that. Appeal to heaven, Rubio has heart, though. I'm not sure why certain people don't like Rubio. I don't really have an opinion about him. I don't know enough about him, but there's a lot of people that have mixed feelings about Rubio. Paul, don't know why Rubio. Ron Paul would have been more fitting. I'm not sure why he chose him. Ghostly's a war hawk. Fuck him. See, I haven't seen enough of him to have any kind of opinion on him. Cricket kiss. White House is probably a stinky pigsty. Yeah, it probably is. It's probably not real great in there right now. You got old man Walter wandering around naked, all drugged up. Jill Handler bringing her boyfriends in left and right. You got Hunter Biden dropping his little baggies of coke and stuff. It's rough. It's rough over there. The trap house. Mr. B. New, rage quit. Yeah, she's had about enough of her job. I heard that whoever owns MSNBC is considering selling it because it's not making any money. So now I don't know what KJP is going to do after being press sec. What's up, Fitzy? Happy freedom. Too old to care. Melania passes on the sniff and grope. Yeah, I would too. Snooks, Rubio has no hair on his chest. Just saying. I don't either. What the hell does that mean? It's a pag. Happy freedom. Zeus Boot, Melania probably doesn't want to be snatched up and replaced by a skinwalker. You're probably right. You're probably right. She might walk. You never know. They walk into the White House. They never walk out the same. Yeah, it's true. I'm interested to see what tomorrow's like when President Trump goes to the White House. I wonder how much of it's going to be televised. I highly doubt they're going to televise the whole lunch. I assume it's just going to be the introduction. President Trump's going to show up. These two are going to shake hands. They're going to walk inside. And they're going to cut the cameras. That's what I assume is going to happen, but we'll see. I mean, they did do a thing with Zelensky and President Trump. When they got done meeting, they spoke a little bit, talked to reporters and whatnot at the end. And President Trump doesn't have a problem answering questions, so maybe they'll do that. But old man Walter, he doesn't like answering questions. So if they do choose to go that route, I expect old man Walter to be standing there blinking like a deer in headlights while President Trump is doing presidential things. But we'll see. We'll see. I think it's at 11 a.m. Eastern time tomorrow is when President Trump is supposed to be going to the White House. Hooligans Island, invasion of the lizard body snatchers for real. So Travis, happy freedom. Shanti, it's her dog. She can do what she feels. I mean, I guess. Sierra, Rubio won't take media BS. Is he tough on media? Teasel, I think it's keep your enemies closer kind of shit. That's what I'm seeing a lot of people say. That the reason he chose Rubio is because Rubio can either play ball or expose the fact that he's, against the agenda here, against the people's agenda, and then get exposed for being a faker. What's up? Here's what? Happy freedom. Here's what. Remember when they stole all the W's on the White House computer? I seen someone say that over on Rumble. I didn't even know that happened. Oh, hot. I see. You guys are referencing Gnome shooting her dog. I thought you meant Jill Handler and handling Old Man Walter. That's what, when you said her dog, that's what I thought you were talking about. I thought you were talking about Old Man Walter. My bad. These misunderstandings, they happen, you know, from time to time. Rubio most likely helped him out with Cuban votes in Florida, so Trump has to give him a favor now. Could be. Craig, Rubio's a neocon. See, I'm going to have to... I need videos. I need to watch videos of Rubio making these choices. Seppa, isn't Rubio a rhino? See, I haven't heard that yet. I haven't heard that he's a rhino, but I've heard a lot of stuff. Enchanted Girl, Melania is too classy to meet with trash. I think you're right. I think you're right. Turtle Mom, keep your friends close, but keep your enemies closer. That's what Trump does. I'm seeing a lot of people say that. That's probably the most common response to Rubio that I've seen. Is that he's there to be exposed as a grifter, or to play ball. He's going to do one or the other. We're going to get into this next video here. This is a follow-up video of the victims of Hurricane Helene. The environmental agency isn't present, and it's causing the cleanup of North Carolina to be delayed. They're sitting there in filth with undrinkable water and things like that because the government won't show up, but the law says that they have to be there. It seems like they've forgotten about North Carolina.
Joining us now.
Hold up a second. I'm not ready yet. All right, let's get into this. Don't forget, hit that thumbs up button over on Rumble. Let's get this rolling.
Joining us now in North Carolina, State Representative Jake Johnson. Jake, Representative, thanks so much for being here. Get into these rules that could really hold back the recovery of this completely devastated part of Western North Carolina.
Sean, Dagan, thank you all so much for having me on. DEQ is our Department of Environmental Quality. And, if you're doing construction or building a house or trying to develop a business, DEQ is oftentimes the first one on the ground, maybe blocking you from getting where you're needing to go. Let's say some mud, runs off side of the road or something. They're usually there on the ground. The problem I'm seeing right now is they're nowhere to be found. You're looking at the images on screen right now that we're dealing with out here. And the agency who is supposed to be in charge of protecting the environment is nowhere to be found. I represent the Lake Lure Chimney Rock area. I'm sure many of you have seen the images. The town of Lake Lure, or the town of Chimney Rock, has pretty much washed into the town of Lake Lure, along with all the businesses and homes that were there. You're talking about commercial kitchens, propane tanks, fuel. You're talking about a sewage line that was washed away. Huge environmental concerns for the lake and the ecosystem below it. And the agency who is tasked with that, who is usually the first one on the ground enforcing these regulations, are nowhere to be found. So what we've done is go in and look at some common sense ways we can actually roll back regulations to speed up the cleanup process, whether that be with burning debris, getting rid of those permits, making sure we're expediting wastewater treatment facilities being fixed, and making sure we're mitigating the red tape when we're rebuilding roads. Transportation is a huge issue out here right now.
So is your point that the Environmental Agency of North Carolina has to give the approval for much of this cleanup, and they're nowhere to be seen, so they're not giving the approval? So to stay compliant with the law, we can't go forward with cleanup? Is that what's happening here?
A little bit of that. More so, they're not there at all advising on just something as simple as water quality in the lake where all this debris is washed in. They've given the towns, the last I spoke with them, which was very recently, the Department of Environmental Quality had given them no guidance on how bad it was in the lakes and rivers. And that's a huge issue. You're seeing on screen right now, that's the town of Chimney Rock that I represent in Western North Carolina, totally decimated. And they're getting no guidance from the state agencies, much less FEMA, who took forever to get on the ground out here.
I was going to ask you about that because the Democrats and the people, the bureaucrats in government,
They will try their level best to dismiss this issue after Hurricane Milton down in Florida is just a one-off. But we all know, and you didn't have to be on the ground after Hurricane Helene hit in western North Carolina, Jake, FEMA was not there. I talked to dozens of people, all those helo pilots who were flying in for days and days and days, and FEMA was not there doing rescue operations. And I just wanted to get your reaction to that. Did they finally show up?
Dagan, Sean, it was two things you never want to hear to describe a government response are slow and inefficient, but that's exactly what they were. They might have had someone on the ground with a clipboard coming by to check a box. But as far as having people on the ground helping move things, actually helping people know what their options were, that took weeks in some areas, and that's absolutely unacceptable. We had people that had lost their homes, lost their businesses, lost relatives. I mean, they'd lost everything, and they had nowhere to turn. It was our local folks on the ground, nonprofits, volunteers, neighbors. That was who was really helping in the opening hours. On top of that, I mean, it took us 3 days, and I can speak to this from personal experience. I live in a small county of 19,000 people. It took us 3 days to get a medical evacuation helicopter into some of our areas. That is unacceptable. And that's unacceptable to even get food and water in, much less a medical evacuation.
Shameful. Jake Johnson, keep up the good work. Thanks for being with us and telling the story. We appreciate it.
Yep.
Well, that's our follow-up on the victims from Hurricane Helene. The government is still not showing up to help those people. And now the individuals that are there, they feel like their hands are tied because of red tape, because of the legality of moving forward without having this federal agency present to give guidance or to give the okay on the next steps. Letting people die over red tape, it's bullshit. Let me see what we got next up here. Trump's border czar explains deportation plan. Like I said, this is just good news. That's it. We already know the mass deportation is happening. We're going to hear the new border czar talk about it in just a second. But first, we're going to read through the chat, see what you hooligans think about what they're doing in North Carolina. Thank you so much, A. Springer, for that $10 donation over on Rumble. I really appreciate the support. Thank you so much. It says, I'm in the worst hit county in western North Carolina, and the government has done nothing but get in our way. Still no water, still no power, still no phone, still no internet in over half the county. That's crazy, A. Springer. I appreciate the support, and I hope that you can get everybody over there can get the help they need, regardless of the fucking government, because the government's not doing anybody any favors. Thank you again, A. Springer, for the $5 donation. You're awesome. Thank you. It says, look up Yancey County, North Carolina, and it's catastrophic. I'm right in the middle of the neighborhood community called Pensacola, North Carolina. Just Google Pensacola, North Carolina. Thank you for letting me know, A. Springer, and thank you so much for the support. I'm going to pull this up really quick. I'll look into it. All right, reading through. A. Springer, it took us a week, I think actually 8 days, to cut out the trees out of the way, to go through the backyards and backyards on a four-wheeler. That's crazy, A. Springer. Yeah, we've been trying to stay up to date with it, but then after people started talking about FEMA not helping anyone, all of a sudden the news in the area stopped. Guess no internet. Yeah, but go online and request $750 in aid. Yeah, exactly. We were saying that when they announced it, and I have yet to hear of anybody actually receiving the whole $750 in aid. I keep hearing like $350 being accepted for people who didn't just flat out get denied. What's up, Breeze by you? Happy freedom. Sam, we the people need to stop thinking we need the government or their permission somehow. Yeah, Sam. It's the problem is because that's local government and they don't want to move forward without federal government's permission. But I would think in certain situations like this, they would just willfully look the other way just to make sure that lives are being saved and stuff like that. I mean, you would think an American life would trump some red tape there, but we'll see how the government treats us. A Springer, to anyone that wants to donate to organizations that have been on the ground helping here, donate to Samaritan's Purse, Chainsaws for Christ, Billy Graham Ministry, Operation Relief. They have, let's see, I think it got cut off. I appreciate you sharing that, A Springer. What's up, Appeal to Heaven? Happy Freedom. Turtle Mom, Trump will do something. Yeah, I think he's already been to North Carolina twice, but now that he's president-elect, I'm sure he has access to more resources than when he was just campaigning. Turtle Mom, the population of my town is 6,000. Mine's in the hundreds. Where I live, it's I don't even know how many people are, 300 people or something like that. Appeal to Heaven, I got denied and I'm on EBT. Yeah, like I said, I haven't heard anyone saying that they actually got the whole amount. Thank you so much, Cricket Kiss, for that $10 donation. I appreciate the support. Thank you, Cricket Kiss. Says, thank you, Jeff. And OKs and all hooligans. Appreciate you, Cricket Kiss. A Springer, many people have got the $750 here. Our neighbor lost their whole house and family gave them $33,000, which doesn't cover shit, and everybody's been denied by the insurance because it's considered something. FEMA gave them $33,000. Wow, A Springer, I'm surprised FEMA gave them that, but yeah, those people definitely aren't getting the help they need. What is $750 when you lose everything, especially during the Biden economy? Turtle Mom, damn, that's small. You must be in the woods. Yeah, where I live is considered a village. It's so small. It literally says, welcome to the village. When you drive into, I would say drive into town, but it's not even a town. Alright, hooligans, I think we're going to move into this next video here. What's up, Cassie J? Happy Freedom. Snooks, that's spitting in someone's face. Yeah, and they act like, well, like we've been covering, you know. FEMA and the government, if they think you supported Trump, they're not coming for you. Just like the train derailment from East Palestine, Ohio. Everybody was saying those are Trump supporters. It took them like a week before Buttigieg even showed up. And then Old Man Walter showed up a year and 6 days later or something like that. President Trump showed up right after it happened. He brought aid and water and all kinds of stuff. Brought a lot of attention to East Palestine, Ohio. But it seems like anywhere that could possibly be red isn't getting any help from the current administration. We're going to get into this next video here. Let me see where we are. Trump's border czar explains deportation plan. This is an exciting video coming up. It's just funsies hearing about how this mass deportation is going to happen. But before we get into it, I want to remind you guys really quick. If you hooligans have children in your life, I want you to check out these books titled A Dog Named Cappy. A Dog Named Cappy comes in a rhyming book, but you can also get it in a Christmas activity coloring book for kids that enjoy using crayons or markers and being creative. A Dog Named Cappy rhyming book is available in paperback, or you can get it on Kindle. You can get the Christmas activity and coloring book available on Amazon. If you hooligans do purchase these books, please leave reviews on Amazon and then also follow their Facebook page in order to stay up to date with new books coming out and also help them grow. Cappy is a real dog who lives here in Michigan with the illustrator's grandmother, and it would mean a lot to them if you hooligans would go check out their books. With that being said, I did receive copies of the books. This here is the rhyming book. Let me show you really quick. I actually did read the book. It is a pretty good book. This is what the cover looks like. This is what some of the pages look like here. Some of the illustrations. The dog named Cappy. It is a high quality book, and it is a lot of fun to read. It is a wholesome book for kids. This is the Christmas coloring and activity book. I don't know how well you're going to be able to see it while I sit in front of the sun here, but either way, lots to do in the activity book. Definitely looks like a lot of fun. Your kids will love it. So, let me post the links in the chat. We'll get on to this next video. This first link here is if you would like to get the rhyming book in paperback. Come on, thing. The computer's going to fight me every step of the way. Technology. Then this link here is for the Kindle version. Then this is for the coloring and activity book. And then definitely go follow them on Facebook. All right. So like I was saying, we're going to get on to this next video. This is Trump's border czar explaining the deportation plan. It's coming up. The future is exciting. Don't forget, hit that thumbs up button over on Rumble, and let's get this rolling.
There sure will be. Aisha, thank you so much. Appreciate you. Look who's here. Trump's new border czar, Tom Homan. Tom, congratulations. We know that a lot of Border Patrol officials, people who work the border, are excited that you're the guy, Tom. First this, how are you going to deal with Democrats and blue sanctuary cities and states saying they will oppose you?
They got to get out of the way because we're coming. Now, I'd much rather work with them and target, because, you know, it's clear that we're going to target public safety threats and national security threats first. That's our priority. And I would think any elected representative, a mayor, a governor, especially the police chiefs, would want to work with us to remove public safety threats and national security threats out of their states. But if they don't want to help, fine. Just get the hell out of the way, because ICE is going to do their job, and they're not going to stop it.
So if you say in New York City, you're going to double the manpower to get it done?
We have to. I mean, look, it'd be nice to have a force multiplier. It'd be nice if they let us give us access like Rikers Island that we used to have. But if they're not going to let us in the jails, arrest the bad guys, we'll have to wait till they release the person, which means we got to go to neighborhoods and find them. That's going to require more agents. So if I have to send more agents to a sanctuary city, that's exactly what I'm going to do, because we have a mission. As you said earlier, we have a mandate for the American people. They want this fixed, and we're going to fix it with or without mayors and chiefs of police.
So there are 1.6 million already have deportation orders. They've already gone through due process. That sounds like what you're going to go for first. I mean, polling shows a majority of Americans back deportations of illegal immigrants. They crossed the border illegally. They should have done it legally. They broke the law. You're getting pushback for saying on 60 Minutes families could be deported together.
This administration's deported families together. I mean, look, you know, if you can't, if these people demand due process, they demand the right to claim asylum, they demand the right to see a judge, and we give that to them at an exorbitant taxpayer cost. At the end of that due process, if the federal judge says you must go home, they have to go home. If they don't, then what the hell are we doing? Shut down the immigration court. They don't mean anything anymore. You know, take Border Patrol off the border because there's no consequence. This is a legal system set up. We'll give them a chance to claim asylum, but when they lose, they got to go home. The law requires it, and if you don't do it, you will never fix the southern border.
It's literally bankrupting blue cities and states. Taxes are going up. More than 1,900 terrorists caught crossing under Biden-Harris. More than 118,000 criminal illegal aliens or suspects caught crossing. It's unclear why media and Democrat don't mention the crimes here. They're not rounding errors. These are human beings affected here. Obama, by the way, was, as you pointed out, was the biggest deporter in chief. He did 3.2 million deportations. That's triple what Trump did. The majority of the world does deportations. The EU does deportations. No country in the world does what the U.S. does in collapsing the border. Watch the media, though, attacks here. Watch.
Tom Homan. Cecilia, that's who you mentioned. He's also got ties to Project 2025.
This is a guy with a cowboy attitude. It's going to require a lot of pushback.
You realize, it's chilling what he just said. You realize that when he says, yes, families can be deported together, what he is saying is that U.S. citizens can be deported.
Are you saying that, Tom?
U.S. citizens can't be deported. That is a ridiculous statement to make. Look, we're going to target, I've said it over and over again, we're going to target the worst of the worst first, and that's going to be our priority. U.S. citizens are perfectly safe. Legal immigrants are perfectly safe, for God's sakes.
Tom, talk to us about the crime from criminal illegal aliens. What are you seeing on the streets? How are Americans being abused in this border collapse that Biden and Harris accelerated?
Alien crimes at an all-time high, gang violence, illegal alien gang violence at an all-time high. And here's what people need to know. Under President Biden, the removal of criminal aliens is down 72%. We're going to fix that.
All right, Tom Homan, congratulations. Thanks for joining us.
Well, Tom Homan there, he sounds like he's the man for the job. Like I said, I didn't see him do the job before. Don't know a whole lot about him. But everything I've seen since he's been selected to be the new border czar, he sounds like the man for the job. They love crying. The lefties do, crying about what he's saying. Oh, he's going to deport illegals. And, well, if they shit kids out here, they're getting deported too. No reason to separate the family and split them all up, right? Keep them all together on that side of the fence. They shouldn't have came here illegally if they wanted to stay. Of course, the lefties are like, oh, he wants to deport Americans. They're all saying stuff like that. Oh, Trump's going to deport Americans. No. Illegal children belong to the illegals themselves. They're all going to leave all at the same time. I don't think there's anything wrong with that. I think it's a bigger deal to separate the family. I think that's worse, in my personal opinion. Either way, like I said, he sounds like the man for the job. Next up, we got AOC is asking for names and accounts of podcasts that Trump voters listen to. So it sounds like they're going to start targeting live streamers and people that do things like what we do. Hopefully that doesn't start happening, although YouTube censorship has been fully rolling since 2020 and probably even before then. And Twitch is now cracking down on us. They can't even figure out how to title the discipline that they're trying to hand out to me over calling people French cigarettes and stuff like that. But either way, let me see. I think we might run a couple of these back to back. Let me see. Oh, actually, we should do this other FEMA video. We have a FEMA video from an ex-employee who claims that FEMA skipping residents that have Trump signs in them is not something that's exclusively happening to Florida or North Carolina, but this is something that's happening nationwide. That FEMA itself is avoiding helping Americans with Trump signs. That this is part of what they got going on. Either way, like I said, we'll be covering AOC next. But first, we're going to read through the chat. See what you hooligans think about our new border czar. Breezed by you. If the media doesn't want him, you know Homan's going to be good. Yep. That's the sign right there. Guess watched him at the border Senate hearings. He's a badass. Can't wait to see this mass deportation go down. Sam, Hooligans Art? We should have a group called Hooligans Art. I don't know why I didn't think about that. Maybe I'll put that together later today. Sam, those speaking against this are what's wrong with the country. I agree, Sam. They're mad that illegal criminals are going to be put outside the wall. How does that make sense? Because they're anti-American. Cricket Kiss, family parachutes now on sale. That's nice. Get that from Target with your tuckable bathing suits and whatnot. Rappy, I think he'll do great. I hope he does. Ghostly, dude, they're talking about sending special forces to wipe out cartels. I'm all about it. Absolutely, Ghostly. I mean, what's Mexico going to do? They're going to be pissed that we wiped the cartel out? These lefties out here, they don't make any sense. Oh no, you're liberating our country, you bastards. Yeah, exactly. Normal times. It's going to be nice having the adults in charge again. I agree. Can't wait. 69 days. We got 69 days until the inauguration happens. What's up, Miss Jamie? Happy freedom. What's up, Wayward? Happy freedom to you. What's up, Mad Marv? Cutting their wieners, cutting their hair. Twats. They are. They're so mad. Turtle Mom, he means business. Good. That's what we need. Yeah, that's fine, A Springer. Yeah, I definitely will check it out. Bobby, YouTube called me a cyberbully again. Oh, the soft platforms. Shroomish. If someone drives drunk, they'll take the kids away. Government's never been afraid to separate families. Yeah, you're definitely right. Mad Marv, deport AOC. She'd slither back into the country. Elder Zoomer, I got a lefty buddy who's legit worried that he, an American citizen, is going to get deported. They're so soft and stupid out there. Holy. Appeal to heaven, go to Colorado and get the gangs out because people are afraid to do it. Absolutely. The thing that California is saying, so something that we've covered with this ongoing border crisis that's been happening for years now, is that once the border crossers make it inside the country, nobody can vet their citizenship. It has to be Border Patrol to do that. And what is his name? The governor of Texas. Oh, I don't know why I can't think of his name. I picture him in my head. Either way, Abbott, Greg Abbott, he declared TDA as a domestic or a foreign terrorist organization or something like that. And that gave local officers, sheriffs, state police, the ability to kind of check on their status and figure out who they are, and if they are gang related, they can be dealt with. So California is taking advantage of this weird situation with illegals, and they're saying that they will make sure that their police officers are not vetting if somebody, their immigration status and such. So I'm really interested to see how they go through and go about this, knowing that the state is not going to lift a finger to help them. I wonder if New York's going to do the same, but with Eric Adams being in conversation with President Trump and they're cutting off the food stamps to the illegals already. I wonder if New York's going to stand in the way, or are they going to actually play ball and get those illegals out of New York? Because a large portion of them are there. They're in Chicago, obviously in Colorado and places like that. A ton of them are in California. They're storming the beaches over there and leaving the boats right there on the shoreline. So we'll see how it goes. But I've always thought that is stupid with the border crosser situation. How come state police, local police, sheriffs and stuff like that, how come they can't check if someone's illegal? But that seems really stupid to me. Now I understand tying somebody up, trying to figure out legal status, but if you're arresting someone because they're committing a crime, I don't understand how it's an infringement on their rights to check if they're legally here or not. That just doesn't make sense to me. Either way, reading through. Sam, we're on a list. Oh, I know we're on a list. I know. Bobby, New York sending them to Texas. Well, Texas was sending them to New York, so I mean, Fair is fair, right? Disco starved them out. Well, and I think that's what it looks like, but at the same time, hungry people are desperate people. And those border crossers get desperate, they're going to start acting like assholes while they're here, more than they already are behaving that way. And then the Democrats will turn around and say, look at Trump's America, as the illegals are going ham in the streets. And they're all being influenced by BLMers right now. I think it was Saturday we were covering that there was a mass protest in New York City with illegals, more than 1,000 people. But if you listen to the chants, you see the compliance cloths, you see the rainbow hair, you can see all the illegals have been hijacked and they're being manipulated by BLMers that are most likely currently being funded by Soros. So things are getting interesting. Matthew, YouTube keeps blocking my comment. Yeah, YouTube sucks. Appeal to Heaven disabled. YouTube can't delete it. Yep. It's pre-installed on all of our cell phones. Crystals. Any other countries? Check your papers, i.e. passport. Yeah, Crystal. Exactly. Haiti is shooting at the planes. They're not even letting you put the wheels down. They see you're coming from out of town. They just shoot right at the planes. We just let anybody come in. What's up, Locked and Loaded? Happy Freedom. Locked and Loaded. I'm in the top 5 of that list. Well, it's not a competition, Locked and Loaded. We already know we're on the damn list. We are the list now. That's what it's like. It's no good. What's up, Brittany? Happy Freedom. The FAA banning flights to Haiti. Yeah, we covered it in the beginning. What's up, Angela? Happy Freedom to you. Hooligans Island, they'll lose money. They should. They should lose their government funding and stuff. If a state doesn't want to participate in the mass deportation of illegals, then they should lose their federal funding. Hooligans Island, he was the head of ICE. That's why he's such a badass. He's used to dealing with those yahoos. What's up, Bombay Man? Happy Freedom to you. Hooligans Island, they don't want their own back. Yeah, that's all right. They're going to go somewhere. Zero, they looked very confused at that protest. They did. They looked like they couldn't even tell what the words on the sign they were holding said. They're just like, hey, as long as you give me some riot pizza afterwards, fine. It's better than sleeping on the sidewalk in front of the 5-star hotel. Well, let's get into this next one. Like I said, this is a very short video. This is AOC kind of saying the quiet part out loud. It's AOC asking for the names of accounts and podcasts that Trump voters listen to. Like I said, we are the list. So we're going to go ahead and play this. 14 seconds is more than you need with AOC. A lot of people are speculating if she's pregnant because of how puffy she looks in this video, but it could be all the crying. It could be foreign objects that she's sticking inside of her body. God only knows. Either way, let's get into this crying really quick. And don't forget, hit that thumbs up over on Rumble.
Which podcasts are you listening to? Which accounts are you subscribing to? I'm interested, like genuinely. Let me know which ones specifically, which accounts, which podcasts, etc.
Yeah, she's genuinely curious. This is just genuine. She wants to subscribe. Don't go sending her my damn links, okay? She ain't going to watch. She'll get banned. That's what's going to happen. We're going to make fun of her. We're going to ban her. And then we're going to make more fun of her because that's how things go around here. Anyways, we're going to hop right into this next video because 14 seconds, well, that's enough of AOC. This is titled Fired FEMA Crew Leader. I think it's Marnie. I don't know. There's like an apostrophe in here. But Marnie Washington claims FEMA leadership is making her the scapegoat of a wider scandal of avoidance of helping certain victims based on political beliefs. So like I said, we're going to hop right into this video. But this is kind of a follow-up with the video that we covered yesterday where basically FEMA is going to have to speak in front of Congress. And I don't know if this is the specific woman or if it's going to be somebody else. But somebody from FEMA is going to have to speak in front of Congress because they found out that they being FEMA, were not providing help to victims of Hurricane Helene or Hurricane Milton in Florida because the front yard had Trump signs in it. So they were avoiding those houses. They were avoiding helping those Americans that do support President Trump. This woman has just been fired. Apparently, they're trying to pin it on her. This is her explaining that it's not her idea to avoid Trump supporters. It is FEMA's idea on a nationwide scale. So let's go ahead and get into this.
Stating that I was fired. They all alleged that these actions were made on my own recognizances and that it was for my own political advances. However, if you look at the record, there is what we call a community trend. And unfortunately, it just so happened that the political hostility that was encountered by my team, and I was on 2 different teams during this deployment, they just so happened to have the Trump campaign signage. FEMA always preaches avoidance first and then de-escalation. So this is not isolated. This is a colossal event of avoidance, not just in the state of Florida, but you will find avoidance in the Carolinas. Senior leadership will lie to you and tell you that they do not know. But if you ask the DSA crew leads and specialists what they are experiencing in the field, they will tell you. Demand for FEMA to give you those incident reports, stating that I was fired. They all alleged that these...
All right. So like I said, this woman claims that this is on a mass scale, that the entire nation that's being covered by FEMA, they're walking around with this kind of mentality that if you see a FEMA sign, you have to avoid those individuals, even if they're in need of help. They're in need of your services, you being a FEMA agent, right? You're supposed to avoid Trump supporters. That's wrong. That's wrong. And I wonder what other areas this is happening in, because there's no way it's just FEMA, right? There's so many government agencies for so many different reasons. How many of them have this kind of protocol to avoid Trump supporters? You see a MAGA hat, you see Trump signs in the front yard, you see Trump flags hanging. Avoid those individuals as if they're not Americans. But then turn around and help illegals into the country. It's just, it don't make any sense. That's why FEMA's claiming they're broke when it came to Hurricane Helene. Oh, we ain't got no money, says FEMA. They spent it all helping border crossers. That's what happened. Then we have Americans in need because of hurricanes. They ain't got any money for those individuals. And if you're a Trump supporter, you're extra not getting help. This administration's the worst. Next up, we got a plethora of lefties out here evolving in their cynical ways and whatnot. We're going to probably, we might just play all these videos back to back. First one's titled, Libs Giving Each Other Advice. That's a nice and scary 26 seconds. Then we got a video titled, Dems Claim Election Was Stolen, which is just fun. Then we got a video, Dems Donating to Harris for a Recount. And then Hyena Harris lied to donors to keep the cash flowing in. We're going to play all those videos back to back. But first, we're going to read through the chat. See what your hooligans think about the FEMA agents being biased against Trump supporters. Guess what if the VA hospital had an anti-Trump agenda? Yeah, and it could be that way. God only knows. Because there's no way it's just FEMA. There's no way. How ineffective is that, right? FEMA only shows up when there's a disaster. Otherwise, they're not around. So they get the special orders to avoid Trumpers? Nah, I doubt it. I bet there's other agencies out there that have that same kind of protocol. Avoid Trump supporters. Guess that's the woman that they're pinning it on? Or possibly the one that is in control of that? Reading through. Sam, if they're abandoning a boat and running ashore, they're probably illegal. Just saying. Yeah, Matt, that's one of the true signs right there. If they're dressed up like Freddy Krueger, then they're probably illegal. I don't know why, but that's always what I think. You see them wearing dirty clothes that are too small for them, and I'm like, you look like Freddy Krueger out here. You're looking dusty as hell. Mm-hmm. Breeze by you, but can't you get arrested for denying the election? I mean, that's only if you got a MAGA hat. That's only if you got a MAGA hat. I wonder if this J6, are the liberals going to storm the Capitol? Are we going to have the second darkest day of democracy? I'm wondering. We'll know in a couple of weeks. Bobby, I was a janitor at P. Diddy's parties. I was just following orders. Yeah, that's what they say. That's what they say. Just following orders. Now get on the train. Yep. That's how it went. Appeal to heaven. FEMA comes. Grab hyena poster boards. Put them in your yard. And then after they leave, switch it out. Yeah, appeal to heaven. It's weird because I've only seen a couple Harris signs. And a lot of them are gone now because they're losers. But on top of being losers, the few that I do see remaining in the yard, I just assume they deleted themselves and there's bodies inside. I don't know why I was driving today and I was thinking that. I was like, wow, it's the first Harris sign I've seen in a long time. Must be dead bodies in there. Probably. God only knows. Sky Screamers, Cricket Kiss, I love that. Rocking back and forth naked in the corner, crying and touching themselves for self-soothing. That's right, the Sky Screamers. Shit, I love that. If we were tribal, that'd be their name. The Sky Screamers? The ones from Portland? Stupid. Holy. Kevin, a lot of illegals are getting attacked by Dogman. You should hear the stories from the Border Patrol witnesses. Well, Kevin, what goes around comes around. Even Dogman's tired of the illegals. Dogman misses when he was the only monster roaming around. Now we got the illegals stepping on his toes. Plastic Quack. Next, they'll avoid anyone with a U.S. flag. Effing commies. You're right, Plastic Quack. You're right. When the liberals see the U.S. flag, they think you're a Trump supporter because they're that damn stupid. Ghostly, Trump flags and American flags are the same thing to FEMA. Exactly. That's exactly what I was saying. Tool to care, divide and conquer, question it all. That's right. Think freely. There's no wrong think. Cricket Kiss, almost all unelected bureaucrat agencies are under capture. Seems that way. Definitely is looking that way. Energy Woman, that's the problem with order followers. Yeah. Yep. I think about that stuff too. Taking orders gets ugly really fast. Disco, happy freedom to you. You think AOC is pregnant? A lot of people were saying that after seeing those videos. I believe those videos were from Instagram. Just because on the top of the screen you can see these dash marks, which look like Instagram stories. So I think AOC was just spilling her thoughts on Instagram. Miss Jamie, she's giving off Jeffrey Dahmer vibes. I watched the video twice. I didn't get that feeling from her, but I'll watch it a third time. We'll see. She's getting fat. My goodness, Ghostly, just I hope I never get fat because you guys, you ain't gonna be shy about telling me. Enchanted Girl gaining that weight. Yep. I wonder. She's a little puffy. It's too hard to say with her having the camera up against her face like that. If she gave us a little bit more to look at, it'd be easier to tell if she's just chubby or is she glowing. Kevin, who the F would impregnate that thing? They find out it's Joe's. That's why Jill Handler's so pissed right now. They just found out that's Joe's. Zero, who is the dog man? Holy crap, is a movie. The Manistee National Forest dog man. It's Michigan. Not pregnant, she would not be a mom. Maybe she would change though. Oh, what is happening? My internet is dropping right now. Come on, recover, you piece of shit. What is happening? What is happening? Hold on a second. Everything just is going ham right now. Come on, internet, recover, you piece of shit. Well, I don't know what happened. Something just messed the internet up. Okay, I think we're back. Type refresh in the chat, a couple of you on every platform. Because I know some hooligans are going to wander away because they don't understand this song and dance that we do every now and then. But the internet just ducked for a second there. It seems to be stable now. I don't know if the cat farts did it. Something happened, but we seem to be good now. If you're experiencing issues, just simply refresh. We should be fine. Thank you, Sleuthy TV. We're all good? Okay. Okay. Like, I don't know what happened. UFO flew over or something, but we seem to be good now. What's up, D-Cat? Happy freedom to you. Thank you, hooligans, for being good sports about it. Damn tech. Man, thank God I wasn't wearing the PTSD headset. Could have threw me for a loop or something. Fucking technology. Joker, she's the leader of the 4D movement. She didn't shave her hair. She did, just not the hair on her head. Hooligans Island, not the Klaus farts. That's what got it. Damn internet couldn't handle it. Those Klaus farts, they'll get you every time. Zero, right in the middle of Jeff's answer, I wanted to know. What was I talking about? I don't remember what I was talking about now. AOC being pregnant? It belongs to Joe? I can't remember what else we were talking about. Energy Woman, I hope it isn't that EMP. I wouldn't worry about an EMP. I'm not worried about that. I'm worried about the other flash in the sky, where it burns our shadows right into the face of the planet. That's the only flash in the sky I'm worried about. Stoner, Jeff Max like Trump. He's back. You damn right, Stoner. You hooligans crack me up. Elisa, who is the dog man? You hooligans, we've been me and Kevin been talking about the dog man during the live for years now. Hold on, let me learn you something. Or I should just have Kevin do it because he knows all about it. Mish Again, Dog Man. They have a song too. Is this the song? Maybe.
Somewhere out in the northwoods darkness, a creature walks upright. Best advice you may ever get.
It's not. It's not. But let me see if I can find it really quick. We'll take a little listen to it. Because there's a song, there's lore. It's a good time. It's a good time. I think this is it.
Obviously a dog.
I think this is it. There's supposed to be words.
When the legend began, at a nameless logging camp in Wexford County, where the man.
I don't know. I can't remember. Either way, if you look it up, it's like our Bigfoot here. It's the Manistee National Forest Dog Man. I ain't never seen him. You gotta ask Kevin about it. Kevin's out there hunting him on the daily. Guess some. Damn it, Joe. Yeah, happened again. Where's Hunter? Where's Hunter at? Zero, you never heard about this. Yeah, I didn't hear about it when I lived down by Niles, like in the south part of the state, where everybody like tries to pretend like they're big city and all that. It wasn't until I moved to Ludington when I was a teenager that it was a really popular thing. Everybody hangs out in the Manistee National Forest all over this area here, camping, hiking, fishing, shooting, all that. And so It's really popular for that story to be told. I'm not convinced that was the right song, but there is a song about the Manistee National Dog Man that kind of sounds like, what is that old song? The Devil and the Fiddle or something like that. The Devil Went to Kentucky. I don't remember what it's called, but the song is very similar to that. It's like a storytelling song. But yeah, if you Google it, you'll find it. Kevin, oh, you have Bigfoot there too. You ain't gotta call me names, Kevin. You gotta call me names. Come on, man. Joel DeCare, Slender Man. Yeah, I haven't heard anything about Slender Man. I've heard of Bigfoot and I've heard of the Dog Man being here. Devil Went Down to Georgia. Thank you. Slew TV, Appeal to Heaven. Yeah, that's what I was talking about. The song is similar to that. Like the vibes are. Energy Woman. What the hell is the Wolverine? It's our sad football team, but that's all right. That's all right. I'm sure I just pissed everybody off. I don't watch sports, so they're all kind of sad to me, but that's all right. Stoner, the Dog Man is like the Wolf Man that doesn't turn into a human. Yeah. Yep. 100%. 100% Dog Man. He don't get no time off. Yep. Ghostly, is that like the Green Man? What's the Green Man? You guys know about the Blue Man? The guy who supposedly took too much colloidal silver and made him blue. And anytime you talk about colloidal silver, somebody brings up the Blue Man as the big warning sign not to try it. DCAT, Manistee Forest, Dog Man. That's what you're talking about? Yeah, DCAT. Stoner, Muhammad Ali scared the Dog Man out of Niles. Yeah, Stoner, I think that's what happened. But now that we don't have Muhammad Ali anymore, he might be venturing down south. It's hard to say. It's hard to say. What's up, Frank? Happy freedom to you. Teasel the Mothman? I don't know anything about the Mothman. The Gingerbread Man who lives down Pillsbury Lane? I don't know why that popped in my head. Stupid. Echo, yes. The Devil Went Down to Georgia. It went down somewhere. I think I said Tennessee, but I was close. Okay, I was close geographically. I was near there. Sam, why are you posting this? I did not have sexual relations with that woman. Bill Clinton might not have, but Joe Biden, he's going to throw you that smile. Like when he's walking out the room and turn around and grin at the cameras. They're like, did you knock up AOC? And he just turns, give him that JD Vance look. You know what happened. All right, hooligans, we're going to get into these next videos. Like I was saying, we're going to play these back to back. The first one here is the libs giving each other advice. Now, I'm going to give you guys a little warning here, okay? Do not hold your phone too close to your face when I flip the screen, because it's going to scare you. It's going to scare the skeleton right out of you. Whew. Let's get this rolling. This is liberals giving each other advice.
Hey, my fellow ladies out there. So, men think they own you. Take it from somebody that used to be a man. You got boobs. You got a vajayjay. Guess what, honey? You own them. Trust me, they want it. Make them earn it.
Look at that. Could you imagine looking like that? And then starting off your video with saying, take it from someone who used to be a man. What does that mean? What does that mean? Look at that thing. It looks hungry. Anyways. Moving forward here. Jesus loves us. Next up, we got Dems claim the election was stolen. And I can't tell if this thing has a wiener or not, but, liberals and all. Hit that thumbs up button. Just cuz. Just do the thing. Let's get this rolling.
Absolutely nobody is going to convince me that Donald Trump didn't steal this election, because he 100% did. You're telling me that Elon Musk, this super rich Uber guy who happens to be BFFs with fucking Trump, who also owns Starlink, the computer equipment that's going to count votes. You got a rich, corrupt fucking BFF of this tyrant using his equipment to count votes. Are you kidding me? How stupid do they think people are? I swear to fuck, if Democrats are being too prideful to call this shit out, this is just fucked. American Democrats are fucking pushovers, and it's gonna cost millions of lives. Absolutely.
It's gonna cost millions of lives. Holy shit. It's gonna kill more people than COVID. Anyways, this next one here is Dems donating to Harris for a recount. These people are so far out of their minds right now. Let's get this rolling.
So the Harris Walls team has quietly opened up their donations for a recount effort. There, as far as I can tell, has been no announcement or anything like that. If you feel that something's fishy, if you intuitively feel like something's up, if you voted for Harris, or even if you just care about free and fair elections, please go to change.org. I had to search 2024 election. There's a petition on there. Please go sign it. And if you can, please donate to the recount. So the Harris Walls team.
Look at these dirty election deniers. What a threat to democracy and whatever else they cried about for the last 4 years. This next one's an actual news video. That was just the warm up. This is titled, Hyena Harris Lies to Donors to Keep the Cash Flowing In. So not only did she steal Old Man Walter's campaign funds, because it is a separate campaign, the Harry Balls campaign is separate from the Biden-Harris campaign. So they stole all that money. They hired half of Hollywood to go shake their ass on stage. They lost the election, and now Hyena Harris is in debt. Hit that thumbs up button over on Rumble, and let's get this rolling.
Kamala's campaign spending scandal just got a lot worse. Last week, we found out Kamala spent millions of dollars buying celebrity endorsements and staging concerts that didn't win a single vote, and ended up $20 million in debt. Tonight, we're finding out Kamala was lying to donors to keep the cash flowing. Here's one of Kamala's surrogates.
This is just an epic disaster. This is a $1 billion disaster. And I raised millions of that. I have friends that I have to be accountable to and to explain what happened, because I told them it was a margin of error race. I was promised, Jen O'Malley Dillon promised all of us that Harris would win. She even put videos out saying that Harris would win. I believed her. My donors believed her. And so they wrote massive checks. I feel like a lot of us were misled.
Democrats were acting like sleazy salesmen, calling up donors and saying, we got Trump on the ropes. This race is tight. And your money can make all the difference. But the race wasn't close. And $1 billion just got washed away in a landslide. Her donors got fleeced, and Kamala was clueless. One Democrat official told Notice, I'm amazed that we even got close. The campaign has been broken since the beginning. Kamala inherited Biden's campaign, which was already shaky because no top talent wanted to move to Delaware. Right after the donations started pouring in around the August convention, Kamala started to fizzle. In September, the cash flow dried up. Her honeymoon was dead, but they kept her in the dark. It got so bad, some black staffers were on the brink of suing. Black aides felt routinely mistreated and demoralized. Some had even wanted to make formal complaints and refrained for fear of retaliation. In October, Kamala was scheduled to tape a fundraising video. While she was reading the script, Kamala stopped at a line. We missed our fundraising deadline. She looked at staffers and said, well, we can't lie to people. But it wasn't a lie. One low-level staffer had to tell Harris that the campaign did miss its goal. The Kamala Harris campaign was running out of money, and no one thought to tell Kamala Harris. And Kamala Harris never thought to ask. She was flying all over the country to schmooze donors and never wondered, like, hey, guys, how much money do we have coming in or out? What a puppet. Even Oprah Winfrey was in on it. The billionaire Weight Watchers tycoon demanded the Harris campaign pay her $1 million to do that little town hall interview where she claimed she had a Glock.
Prostitute. Hey, Oprah, good morning. How are you, darling? You looking very good. How do you think the election went?
Not talking about the election. Thank you very much.
Oh, is it true that they paid you $1 million for the endorsement for Kamala?
Not true.
Not true, okay.
I was paid nothing, ever.
What do you think about all the celebrities with their mass exodus?
I'm not talking about that.
Do you think Prince Harry's going to lose his visa now that Trump's president? Thank you, Oprah.
Come on, man. Kamala also blew $20 million on celebrity concerts. They even put Kamala's face on the Sphere in Vegas. See that stunt right there? Cost her $500,000. And Kamala never raised an eyebrow and then got creamed in Nevada. Kamala spent a fortune putting on drone shows in Pennsylvania. All the time Trump was going to Steelers games for free. And she lost worse in PA than Hillary did. Now Kamala's in debt and asking for money. She says it's going towards a recount. She lost by 3 million votes, so that's a lot of votes to recount. Democrats might not want to fork over any more cash. But there's one guy who's open to the idea, Donald Trump. He writes, whatever we can do to help them during this difficult period, I would strongly recommend we as a party, and for the sake of desperately needed unity, do. We have a lot of money left over in that our biggest asset in the campaign was earned media, and that doesn't cost very much.
Well, Hyanna Harris, what a loser! What a loser! She's in debt and she's tricking her voters into thinking that money she's begging for is for a recount. They can recount those votes as many times as they want to. I'm not against it. We wanted a recount in 2020 and they were scared. But it was a free and fair election like they claim. Well, they shouldn't have been so scared to do a recount, but they were. I'm not scared of a recount. They can recount as many times as they want to. They're just trying to make that money cover their ass, and their supporters are too deranged to know better. Either way, that is all the news we had for today. Coming up, we have a feel-good video and a funny video of the day. Our official feel-good video of the day is titled, When He Comes Back, I Come Back, We Fix This Shit. And then our funny video of the day is titled, Fucking Democrats. All of that's coming up next, but first we're going to read through the chat, see what you hooligans think about those 4 or 5 videos we just went through with the Democrats just being dirty Democrats. Zero Master Troll, yeah. He's like, well, we might be able to cover it. I think President Trump's donors would be pissed, though, if he spent that money on Democrats. Not that it matters now, but I just don't. I think people would rather just see them go into debt. Let the collection agencies call them bastards. Nobody wants to see support for the blue team right now. Zero, glad to see Oprah's exercising her face. She was looking nice and frumpy there. Holy, like a gym sock in human form. That's what she was looking like. Sam, well, they are dumbasses, so yeah. Fruits of their labor and whatnot. Cassie J, they're boycotting personal hygiene in general. Totally looks like it. Guess men invented makeup. She was the reason. You're right. You're right. Except for that one dude. That dude was smuggling something in his blowfish pouch there. I don't know what was going on with that. And then he touched it. He was like doing this. It was like propping it up. The neck meat there. I don't know. It was rough. That was rough stuff. Get some. Oh my God, the left wingers are so effing ugly. It's part of their strategy. Russell, what an election denier. I know. Sam, I may need to run an antivirus protector on my phone after that. Damn. At least I gave you guys a warning. I could just pop that face right on the screen. Yes. Here, Juicer. I used to be a man. I still am. But I used to, too. Yeah, that's basically what he said. Thank God Twitch suspended me, because they wouldn't have been able to handle that funny video. Jesus loves this. Twitch is so soft and stupid. They should just call the platform Democrats. Breeze, but you can't expect anything else from the Democrats. Well, not really. Playing in their own feces and hurting kids. Screaming loudly. Yep. Miss Jamie, no, just fruits, no labor. Party of gimme dats. You're right, Miss Jamie. Libby Racer, 7 days of happiness and counting. Badass, Libby Racer. Nana, Oprah looking for Richard Simmons. But he's at the wrong rally. That's right, Nana. Patriot Dad, happy freedom to you. Ultimate Troll, love my president. I agree. Jeb, she was counting on some of that Ukraine money, and she's big mad. Probably. They didn't launder any in her direction, though. It doesn't sound like it. Puff stuff, damn, a whole river? They'd be just crying their little eyes out. Mary Todd, President Trump better have been trolling. See, that's what I was saying. I don't think anybody wants to see him helping out the blue team after what they just put us through for the last 4 years. JT3, damn, this has been a great show today. Well, I'm glad you dig it, JT3. I try my ass off. Kevin, you don't have to worry about the Wendigo unless you eat human flesh. Well, I don't think I do. You never know that McDonald's, No. I think we're good. But the Democrats, not so much. They enjoy their human flesh. Jeff Rowe, Trump's still sitting on a treasure chest. Yes. Yep. A lot of his publicity was natural. He was showing up at the UFC. It's going wild. The very next day, news is cutting up clips of him at the UFC, spreading it all over because they don't have anything else to talk about because everything they do is lie. So anytime Trump steps outside of Mar-a-Lago, boop, he's in the news. So he got a lot of natural publicity. Hyanna Harris, they had to fake everything. And I bet it was really expensive busing all of her supporters to and from the concerts, these rallies that she was doing. I bet that's where most of that money went. Busing 7,000 people from rally to rally pretending to have supporters. It's not easy being cheesy. Plastic Whack, replace KJP, give us Haba Haba daily. We need that. We need that smile. That's right, Plastic Whack. Alina Haba Haba could do it. What's up, Betsy? Happy freedom to you. Normal times, Dems are going to need more Trump and all to deal with this. They do. They need Trump and all IVs at this point. You got to hook them up. They love injecting themselves with strange stuff, so, give them some of that Trump and all. What's up, Bagpiper? Happy freedom. They all look like Rosie. Yeah, she looks like a damn zombie, too. Mr. Coffee, she can't even budget her campaign. No. They're bad at everything. Democrats are bad at everything. President Trump says the only thing they're good at is cheating. But they're all right at lying and stealing, too. Just being diabolical. Scott Johnson, they just want donations to get out of $20 million in debt. You're absolutely right. And over there lying to their supporters, claiming, oh, we'll do a recount so you can lose twice. Fucking losers. I love it. DB, the Diddy-crats are scared. They are. Oh, President Trump comes home and cleans house. Because we need it. We need it. Breeze by you, people seem to be happier everywhere I go right now. It seems like people are happier in general. Miss Jamie, we were his advertising. Absolutely. All right, hooligans, we're going to get into these last little videos here. Our feel-good video of the day and our official funny video of the day. But before we get into it, I want to give you guys this reminder really quick. If you would like to support the live to keep us running, you're welcome to use that Linktree link in the description in order to make donations. You can do that by using PayPal, Cash App, Stripe, Locals, Buy Me a Coffee, or you can even send crypto. We're going to get in this first video here. This is our official feel-good video of the day. And it's a good one. Let's see here. All right. This is titled, "When He Comes Back, I Come Back, We Fix This Shit."
Hey, look, they gave me 5 minutes to say a few things, so if I offend anybody tonight, I don't give a shit. How many pounds of fentanyl didn't make in this country to kill Americans? How many known suspected terrorists didn't make it in the country? How many billions of dollars did the cartels make? President Trump is one badass president. He secured the border at a level we've never seen before. And I got a message to the millions of illegal aliens that's been released into the United States under this administration. Don't get too comfortable. We're going to need some help. Do I have any volunteers that want to come back and help run the biggest deportation operation in the history of this nation? In January of 25, the greatest president of my lifetime walking back in the White House. He tells me we got, I say 120 days. He says, no, you got 60 to lock the border down. Well, I'll tell you what. I'll tell you what I told the president. He comes back, I come back, we fix this shit.
So that right there is our feel-good video of the day, being excited about the upcoming mass deportation of illegal monsters in our country. Now we're getting on to our official funny video of the day. And this little gem right here. This is titled, "Fucking Democrats." And it's so good. It's so good. We're going to play this on the full screen just because I got to get KJP's ugly face up out of here. Holy, seen enough of that person. Once again, this is titled, "Fucking Democrats."
Fucking Democrats.
Stupid. That's right. Wearing that damn compliance cloth. Even the deer know. Bambi Al-Qaeda knew what was going on. Anyways, that is all the coffee I had for you hooligans today. I'm going to drop this Linktree link to all of you guys really quick, where all of my links are listed. So if you would like to make donations, join membership programs, or purchase any merch, would really appreciate it. All of you guys' contributions keep us running every day except for Sunday, because you got to have a day to recharge those batteries. Definitely go join Discord. Discord is our free hooligan community. It's the best way to be notified every single time we go live. The hooligans are there keeping the conversation going 24/7, and we have 2 news boards to keep you up to date with everything going on around the world. So definitely go join Discord. If you're feeling real saucy, go join jeffmaclive.com. Over on the website, it is the best way to experience the live. Our built-in chat has more ability than any other platform. You can post memes and GIFs and custom emojis, customize your chat bubbles, leave emojis underneath each other's comments and whatnot. Like I said, it is the best way to experience the live. You'll also have access to Hooligans Alley, which is our private social media area. It's kind of like X or Facebook, but there's no censorship, no crying liberals, no fact checkers, no dumb shit. It's just the way that social media is supposed to be. You'll also have access to our forums to encourage open discussion on whatever topic you choose to talk about. You'll have access to the arcade, which is a lot of fun, and all of the games adapt to your phone, and it is addicting in the arcade. You also have access to our advanced messaging system with the built-in group chats to give you the ability to text each other, call each other, video call each other, group texting, group calling, group video calling, and more. Over on the website is where we gather Fridays, 6 p.m. Eastern time for our voice chat as well, so you could be a part of that if you go get yourself a membership. jeffmaclive.com is the home of the hooligans and the place to be, so definitely go get yourself a membership for jeffmaclive.com. We're going to read through the chat really quick, see what your hooligans think about today's coffee. We're going to be doing the Pledge of Allegiance and then wrapping things up. But we'll be live again tomorrow, 1 p.m. Eastern time for the very next Coffee with Hooligans. And don't forget, we're going to be covering President Trump. I don't think it's going to be live. It might be live. I don't know. We'll see. But President Trump will be going to the White House tomorrow, and I am very, very interested to see how that goes. I wonder if we'll have a press briefing, because that will probably be the best way to hear about how that meeting went. So I'll be keeping my eyes open for all the footage of President Trump being at the White House, as well as trying to get the press briefing going if they choose to hold one tomorrow. So definitely look forward to that tomorrow. Guess I'm the new illegal sign. Turn around or get beat down. I keep hearing that caravan is falling apart. Let's read through. Oh, dang. This looks like the work of Alistair. Holy. Alina Haba Haba like you've never seen her before. That picture is illegal in California. It's so funny. I haven't heard any follow-up to California making it illegal to use AI-generated content or even doing voiceover of official campaign nonsense. That stuff died out real quick. It's totally an infringement on freedom of speech. I'm guessing Harris has snipers deployed at the White House. I hope not. I don't want them to do anything bad to President Trump. Thank you, Rappy. I appreciate you being here with us. Thank you, Appeal to Heaven. Thank you, Jeffro. Jeffro, I thought you said get a job at first. I was like, damn. It's like, holy shit, it's been a minute. You'll wait till I get done work and be like, get a real job. I was like, oh, shit. I appreciate you, Jeffro. Hey, thank you, Too Old to Care. I appreciate you being here with us. Tree Herder, happy freedom to you. Meatloaf in the smoker, smelling fire. Man, I haven't had meatloaf in a long time. I used to be really big on it, and then my grandma passed away, and I ain't had it since. Thank you, Turtle Mom. Appreciate you being here. Done, the mobile app is bugging out. Yeah, hopefully Rumble will work on their Android app. They work on the iPhone app all the time, but the Android app seems like it doesn't get as much attention. Jeb, still waiting for a liberal to spontaneously combust. They'll be setting themselves on fire again. Don't you worry. They've already done it, twice now? I'm sure it's not over. Thank you, Patriot Dad. Appreciate you. Thank you, Miss Jamie. DCAT, that was one of the Al Qaeda deer. They hate the Democrats. Well, they hate Subarus too, them damn deer. Thank you, A. Springer. I appreciate all the support, and thank you for being here. Thank you, Kirk Allen. Appreciate you. Jeb, dumpster fire conditions are high today. Yeah, the liberals are pretty mad. They're pretty mad out there. Jeffro, Tom will not play any games. Yeah, like I was saying, he definitely seems like the man for the job. Can't wait to get all that stuff started. Jeffro, damn it, Jeff. Get a job with Trump at McDonald's cooking fries. If President Trump was the general manager, I'd be applying yesterday. You know, I'm just saying. Bobby, Jeff has a neck fetish. No. You can't pin that on me. You can't pin that on me. Just because you hooligans like Alina Haba Haba's long neck. That ain't my fault. I'm just reporting on it. Come on, man. You hooligans crack me up. What's up, Warren? Happy freedom. What's up, Ball? What's her neck do? You gotta ask her. We're all curious. Thank you, DB. Thank you for being here. Thank you, Sage Pup. Thank you, Locked and Loaded. Thank you, Scott Johnson. Appreciate you being here. Teasel with the Bambi Al Qaeda. Mm-hmm. Thank you, Sam. Appreciate you being here. Glad to hear it, Sam. Glad you're digging the website. Hey, Springer, I won't forget. I check all my emails right after the live. Get to everybody as I can. Sometimes it takes a few hours, but I'll get to it. Josh 1776, happy freedom to you. Are we going live again tonight? We'll see if they get live tonight. Then we will. Muskie Boss, appreciate you. All right, hooligans, it's that time once again. Please join me for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. All right, did the thing. We are good to go. We're going to read through the chat one last time. Just make sure no hooligans are left behind. But like I said, we will be live again tomorrow, 1 p.m. Eastern time, for the very next Coffee with Hooligans. Thank you, Normal Times. Thank you, Kozinski. Appreciate you being here. Wayward, don't be dropping those wieners in the chat. Come on, man. Patriot Dad, I have to give props to the man that stretched out Hyena Harris's throat. Well, I wish it would have, went back. It ruined the elasticity. This is looking like a ball sack with teeth over there. I don't know. Hyena Harris, she scares me. Thank you, D-Cat. Well, from what I hear, Josh 1776, today was a good one. So I hope you enjoy. Thank you, Appeal to Heaven. Oh, absolutely, Turtle Mom. We've been doing the Pledge of Allegiance for more than a year. More than a year. It's probably closer to 2 years at this point. Somebody suggested it one day, and they kept on it, kept suggesting it, and I was like, we should do it. And then ever since we started, just can't stop. We need to do it. I think what it was is we were covering that kids in school were not doing it anymore. And we were like, fuck that. So we started doing it. Now we just can't stop. Happy Freedom Crab Nebula. Appreciate you joining us. Yeah, her throat is rough stuff. Thank you, Bloopy. Appreciate you being here. All right, hooligans. I think we're good to go. No worries, Muskie Boss. It happens. It happens over on the Rumble chat. We know. We got you. Appreciate you, Matthew. All right, hooligans, like I said a million times, we will be live again tomorrow, 1 p.m. Eastern time, for the very next Coffee with Hooligans. I'll do my best to make sure that we can cover the press briefing if they choose to do it. They may not do it because we had one today. But we are definitely going to be getting all of the footage and information about President Trump visiting the White House tomorrow. Very excited to see how that goes. I assume there's going to be quite a bit of footage of it. We'll see. Hopefully President Trump answers questions afterwards, because I want to see old man Walter sitting there being all skittish, shy of the cameras and whatnot. Either way, hope you hooligans have a fantastic night. Huge shout out to everyone that made donations, joined the membership programs, or purchased any merch. I really appreciate all of you hooligans, and I wouldn't be able to do any of this if it wasn't for you. So thank you so much for all your support, and I'll see you on the next live. Until then, stand tall, shine bright, and that's a wrap.